dog.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you. We're just starting. Here we go. Oh.
They are joining us this morning from Brentwood, and these young women receive
we're in the
an
fishbowl
education
again.
that allows them to discover their passions and realize their real potential. They learn to be critical thinkers and problem
Again,
solvers.
guys, that's not on my
who
side.
also take
That's on their side,
responsibility
not
for
mine.
their own well-being. Upon graduation, Archer girls are ethical leaders who are ready to take on the world's crises with courage, empathy, and integrity. Today, my staff is giving them a tour of City Hall and they are scheduling meetings with various city departments.
Hi,
and
Richard.
Hopefully,
What's up,
what
Kaiji?
we see today will inspire
Thank you, Daniel,
some
for
of
the
you,
retweet.
to run for office and to hopefully take over the
Morning,
helm
Briley.
of leading our city. So if you see any
So
of
they're
them
getting the kids
around
in here
City Hall
early and
today,
getting them
please
out
take a
early.
moment and say
I'm
hello.
guessing
Thank you.
Herman, there's
Wonderful.
Spindlers
Thank
in
you
there.
and welcome.
I'm guessing.
Okay, next we're going to move to Councilwoman Hutt. This is a special presentation.
Great.
Operation Hope and John Brea.
Operation Hope. We're just going to hope things get better, but it'll never happen. But we're just going to hope. I give you my word. Oh, man.
Good morning. Thank
Taking
you,
a
Mr.
tour of the
President.
corruption. Yes, they are.
Council Member Park, I just felt proud to wear that
Build
hat for a
back
moment,
Pally.
Okay? So this says
Palisades?
Build Back Pally. That's what we're doing. So.
No, that's exactly what you're not doing. Don't lie, you fucking unelected
Today,
bitch.
I'm excited to
You weren't
welcome-
elected. You were installed because of the color of your skin and because you have a vagina between your legs.
welcome John
That's why
Hope
you are
Bryant,
there.
founder
You and
and
nobody on that
CEO
council
of
has built
Operation Hope
motherfucking
Council
anything
Chamber.
but corruption.
For too long,
That's
so
all
many
you built.
Angelenos have struggled to find
Let's make that
financial
real
freedom.
clear.
Operation Hope combats this by giving our businesses the tools they
Right.
need to succeed. Operation Hope is an organization that aims to find new and innovative ways to promote
Start off with a
financial
fucking
literacy,
lie.
drive new business formation and growth, as well as influence policy that will help achieve
What's up, Matt?
financial equity across Los Angeles. They assist people of all ages.
Isn't that the guy,
offering
the race
programs
baiter
that
right there
provide
in the
their
dark
clients with
black,
financial
blue, whatever it
education,
is that he's got on?
one-on-one coaching,
One got in trouble with
courses on credit score
things with his
development,
wife? Pretty
as well
sure.
as pathways towards home
Pretty
ownership
sure.
and entrepreneurship. Operation Hope
one who thinks says he's
operates
holier than
under a
thou and
powerful
gotten
principle that
domestic
economic
issues.
security shouldn't be a solitary struggle of pulling yourself up by bootstraps.
Love how
but
they
rather
paint
by
themselves
knowing
as
how to
saints.
navigate through financial
They're
systems
nothing but
to
suckers.
build security for your family, your business, and to build a legacy. Today, we don't just celebrate
It's not
their
me, Stu, but
incredible
it's the
work of 33
alcohol.
years,
It's the coffee.
but we also are talking about the 3 decades of giving unwavering support to people in Los Angeles. Let's give them a round of applause
What's up, Terry?
for
Morning.
33 years.
Yeah, we won't be giving him a round of applause for nothing.
In
It's time for
recognition of this incredible milestone as National Small Business Week, I'm proud to announce that Council
National
District
Small
10 is
Business Week.
partnering
You mean
with
like the ones you
Operation
closed
Hope
down for 4
to
years
provide
over a shamdemic?
$1.2
You mean like those?
million
Just making
scholarship
sure. I want to
grants
find out.
to small businesses as a crucial resource in training and technical assistance to Black-owned businesses in CD10.
Discord
This
blew up.
initiative is a key step to advancing our
think I
office's
still have the link,
commitment
too. Let me link
to
it to the
support
top.
small businesses and will be implemented through a
maybe not.
partnership with Operation Hope 1 Million Black Business
Yeah, I don't have the link
program,
to it.
offering entrepreneurs comprehensive, no-cost assistance at every stage. The program will offer things like access to experienced mentors,
wild last
foster
night.
business growth,
Thank you, Terry.
and long-term
I need to.
sustainability.
My stream decks aren't even working
Information
today.
sessions will provide essential tools to our businesses, building skills and
I think my stream decks are actually Democrats because they only work when they want to work and not when they're supposed to work.
business owners can access for just $1, 6 months of Spotify. The partnership offers
no.
our business owners a powerful step towards economic equity. I'm honored to join forces with Operation
Discord was
Hope to
evil?
help CD10 constituents thrive
caught,
in their
Kristen.
businesses.
Pulled over.
Thank you. And now
Gave
I'd like
himself
to
up.
bring up the founder and CEO of Operation Hope, John Hope.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry.
Good morning, Los Angeles. City Council, Mr. Price, Council President, members, thank you, Councilwoman Hutt, for your leadership. You are a force of nature and a light. As a gentleman, young man, a child, who came from 35th and Western, born at what was then Good Samaritan Hospital, doesn't exist anymore, here in downtown, who went to school here and grew up here in Deep South Central,
Oh,
who had a
I thought
dream
South
that
Central
was
was a,
embraced by then
which was
Mayor
racist
Tom
to say.
Bradley.
They had said
Who
South. If
mentored
you
me.
call it South Central Los Angeles, you're
Took me on
racist.
trade
So it's
missions
South
to
LA
Korea,
now.
even though there was really
That's
no
what
reason
they said last
to
year.
have me there.
But apparently,
other
it's
than I
not
was
racist
irritated
anymore.
And wouldn't give up. But he believed in me. And
There's
I
the
was
Discord.
invisible to most leaders, but I was visible to Tom Bradley. For those who don't know, he was the first black man to be mayor of any major city.
I don't know,
in the
40
United
years
States
ago.
for
So
20
apparently,
years.
yeah, we got over that about 40 years
Fast
ago.
forward from that dream after the Rodney King riots in 1992, April 29th, 1992, we founded Operation Hope 33 years ago this week. And we are now the largest financial literacy coaching organization in America. We have
All right,
1,500
pin the
offices
Discord to the top for you guys.
in 42 states. We've invested $4.5 billion for home ownership, for small business ownership, for entrepreneurship in communities that are underserved. About 20 to 30% of our population is Latino and Spanish speaking. Our clients, a good base of that, most of that is African American. We even serve poor whites in rural southern
Even
cities.
some whites, too.
We are everywhere, and we're the only nonprofit ever allowed to operate inside of a bank
Even
branch in
some
U.S.
whites.
history. We're also
What's
the
up, Lonnie?
largest
How are you? It's
black
good to see you.
male-founded community-based nonprofit in U.S. history.
What's up, Tech?
$75 million a year annual budget. We've set federal policy for financial literacy. I've served 3 U.S. presidents from both parties. And this is like
Thank you,
coming
Katie,
back
again.
home. This literally is full circle. So to be able to stand with the councilwoman and to not just be talking about PhD, but PhD too, because when we leave here, we go to her district where we first started Operation Hope.
Poor saltines.
I had an office in Lamert Park at what was in Marla Gibbs Community Center back then.
Marla
Then we
Gibbs.
had, of course, office on La Brea,
Why's that name sound
3721
familiar?
South La Brea. To be able to come around back
Is that the
full
chick from
circle,
227?
and to now
Marla
today
Gibbs?
provide through Shopify, which is our partner who's committed $190 million to Operation Hope, to create 1 million black businesses by 2030. We wanted to allocate $1.2 million of that
They, the
to
collective,
emerging black
Salvage.
businesses and brown businesses
Look it
in
up.
Los Angeles.
South Central Los
This
Angeles.
is not government money. This is not
Is
subsidized in any way. This is literally a $1.2 million made through Operation Hope and Shopify to commit $25,000 each to make them
They
e-commerce.
totally made an
businesses,
effort to
giving
not
them a
call it that
website,
anymore.
a
No
domain
joke.
name, a payment system, a delivery system, a Shopify account, as the councilwoman said, a business plan, get their credit score up, their debt down, their savings up, make them players, make them competitive. We can be the change we want to see in the world, but it requires somebody believing in you, just like Tom Bradley believed in me, just like you're opening the door right now for others, or for us to help others. I'm going to yield the balance of my limited time to Lance Triggs, who's been with me for 30 years, in president of programs, so he can say a couple words about how this is full circle. Thank you very, very much.
And they
Thank
made
you,
a
Chairman.
collective
Thank you,
effort to
Councilwoman
not
Hutt,
call
for
it
this,
South Central Los Angeles.
proclamation
And then
acknowledgement.
if you called
As
it
both,
South
the
Central Los
Councilwoman
Angeles,
and Chairman
then you were
Bryan
racist.
mentioned, it is a full circle moment. It's been a blessing for me being a part of that journey 30-something years ago. But the fact that not only we're here doing this partnership tied to supporting black-owned businesses and brown-owned businesses and others, The fact that we have 50 offices here in Los Angeles, we had a great grand opening earlier this week with Wells Fargo, who, amongst other partners like Bank of America, Cathay Bank, and others, and U.S. Bank, were able to provide these Hope Inside locations that are truly benefiting all members of our society, improving their financial well-being. So again, thank you all for this opportunity, this acknowledgement, and we'll continue to make our great city of Los Angeles proud.
I also wanted to note that we are working with the councilwoman and the mayor, and hopefully all of you. We have we committed to Project Restore LA. So we are part of the FEMA and Homeland Security Response Agency, one of our units. We're helping with the fire recovery, specifically homes damaged in Altadena. Again, this is our way of giving back to the city. We'll be here for 5 years with all of our partners. We will have 50 offices in Los Angeles over the next 5 years. Again, it's inspired by and triggered by Councilwoman's support.
You have to ask them, not me.
Great.
Well, thank you.
So they made a
And we have
concerted
members on the
effort
queue whenever
to
you're
not
ready.
call it
Oh, okay,
South
let's
Central
do
Los
them.
Angeles anymore.
Okay.
To literally just call
Councilmember
it
Price.
South LA. I'm telling you. I'm not
Thank you,
not
Mr.
kidding.
President. Councilman Hutt, thank you for bringing this remarkable organization to us today as we celebrate. Operation Hope, John, you've done a remarkable job over the years. And while your footprint has been wide and deep, I remember when it got started.
Yes.
On those infamous bus rides. Remember the bus tours that you
Does this
used
fool
to do?
have fucking shit in his mouth?
Once a year, or actually more frequently, that helped you introduce
Motherfuckers eat.
a broader business community to opportunities in South LA, obstacles and opportunities. And you've continued to build on that and to grow that. So I just want to say thank you to you and the team who have really demonstrated a unique ability locally, domestically, and internationally.
Yes.
Look at the top one. It says, just don't call it South Central.
Wealth and community.
1997.
Thank you for the efforts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Councilman.
South
you.
Central
Floor is
has
yours.
become a buzzword
you.
for crime and urban
So
ills.
we have a certificate.
It ain't the name, it's the people
from
within
city
the
of Los
neighborhood.
Angeles, a certificate of recognition.
That's what happens when the
presented to
inmates
John
run the
Hope
asylum.
Bryant, Chairman. On behalf of the city
LA
of Los
Times,
Angeles and the 10th district, we
1997.
proudly recognize and celebrate
28 years
the
ago.
33rd anniversary of Operation Hope. The city
I know everybody
commends
thinks Damon
Operation
lies,
Hope for its steadfast
but they hate when
dedication
I'm
to
right.
economic empowerment and social justice.
Quick Google search will tell
We
you.
further acknowledge the organization's impactful
another
new
one.
partnership through the 1 million Black
2003,
Business Program.
citing stigma.
As part
LA
of
may
this
drop the
initiative,
name
Operation
South
Hope has committed
Central.
$1.2 million in resources
Yeah, you
and
see it.
training to support Black-owned businesses across Los Angeles.
Okay, so you shouldn't
This
be calling it
investment
that.
reflects
It's
a
South
profound
LA,
commitment to
sir.
fostering opportunity,
Guessing you didn't
equity,
get the
long-term
memo.
growth for the city's diverse entrepreneurial community. With deep appreciation, we honor Operation Hope for its
Fucked up
continual
thing about
leadership.
this stupid low IQ moron that smokes a whole lot of weed, it's got an eidentic memory. I remember motherfucking everything for the most part. When I need to remember it, I remember it. I may not remember what round I'm on a minute later, 10 minutes later, but I remember the important shit.
We have our
I'm gonna throw it back in your
basketball,
fucking face.
All-Star Weekend. We need our small businesses to
Okay?
do
And there you have it. Go
revenues
read
to
up
do
on the
amazing
fucking LA
job.
Times.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
See, Daniel
Wonderful.
Gus
They're
even knows the
taking
changing of
pictures.
the name from
We're
South
going to,
Central was the idea of
call the roll
Bernard
and move
Parks,
into
who was the
meeting,
former
or
police
move
chief,
to
which I
presentations.
remember.
Again, so Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll.
Yes, sir. Bloomingfield.
And a
Hurst,
council
Gossett,
member for that
Hernandez,
area at the
Hutt,
time. Thank you,
Gerardo,
Bernard.
Lee,
Thank you.
McCosker,
Thank you, Daniel
Nazarian,
Gus.
Padilla,
care
Park,
less about the
Price,
renaming of
Brahman,
it.
Rodriguez, Sol Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 10 members
Maybe
present
it just
and
make
quorum,
it
Mr.
seem like it's
President.
better
Great.
because I
First order of
changed the
business.
name and took Central
Approval of the
out.
minutes of May 7, 2025.
Okay, Councilmember Rodriguez moves, Councilmember Price seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Great. Councilmember Nazarian
That's
moves,
the difference.
Councilmember McCosker seconds.
Might be
Next.
dumb as a box of rocks, but I at least catch them.
Mr.
Some
President,
shit.
shall
And
I
remember,
run
even a
through the
broken
agenda?
clock is right
Yes,
twice
please.
a day.
Okay, item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 8
Dirty
are
Doug?
items which public hearings have been held. For items 5 through 8. The committee reports have been submitted and available online under their respective council files. 10 votes
you
are
again,
required
Daniel.
for consideration, sir.
Okay.
Why didn't they just call it
Councilmember
Gotham?
Nazarian, do you wish to, for what purpose do you
Because they
rise?
probably would have got a copyright
Thank you, Council
from
President.
whoever owns.
I'd like to
Who is that? Like DC Comics
call
or
6
whatever?
and
They
7
own
special
the
for comments.
Gotham.
Okay.
The rights to
Without
it.
objection.
Probably would have got a fat lawsuit.
Those-
City would have lost again to
Madam
DC
Clerk, what
Comics.
else? What do we have in front of us now? 6 and 7 were called special for comments.
Yes, sir. So if council would like
Thank you,
to
Daniel.
vote, the items
Appreciate that.
available
Not bad
are
for low
items
IQ moron,
2
Daniel.
through 5 and 8, sir.
Okay. Those items are
Imagine
now
if I was a
before us.
Mensa member or a Rhodes
Any
Scholar.
members on the queue?
Bro, this
Seeing
show
no
would be
members on the
way
queue,
more
let's open the roll.
You-
Close the roll. Tally the votes.
You'd have all the intellectual types coming in here watching.
And there is a request
Well,
to
Daniel's
send item
that.
5
I don't know
forthwith,
why Daniel
sir.
watches. I have no
Without
clue.
objection, so ordered.
None.
Next, the council may either go back to presentations or take public comment, sir.
Can we take
Okay,
public
we will go to
comment?
presentations.
All
Our
right,
next
everybody, it's time for?
presentation,
Round 2.
is from Council
Smoke.
District 14.
Look, Cam.
We have
Yes, I have no clue why
Thank
the
you,
smartphone
Councilmember.
Councilmember. Yes,
like
the floor is
Daniel
yours.
watch.
Good morning, everyone. It is a tremendous honor to welcome and recognize the Los Angeles Master Chorale today as they celebrate their 60th anniversary. For 6 decades, the Master Chorale has been a cornerstone of the cultural and musical life of Los Angeles. They are the resident chorus of the iconic Walt Disney Concert Hall, a vital part of the fabric of downtown LA, and it's a true privilege to have you in my district. They've built an
look, they
international
got a new little thing.
reputation
Look,
for
music notes.
artistic excellence,
Ah,
performing a wide
like
range
that.
of repertoire from great classical choral works to bold contemporary
What's up, Art?
pieces. Over the years, the Master Chorale has commissioned more than 50 new works, showcasing its commitment to innovation and the future of
Boo-hi.
choral music. Today, I'm joined by 2 leaders of this remarkable organization, Scott Altman, President and CEO, and Grant Gershon, Artistic Director. Under their leadership, the ensemble has reached new heights.
Why do we have 2 white
including
men? Three
a Grammy
white
Award win
people standing
and
right here.
performances
The
that
hell's
have
going on?
captivated
Why are
audiences
they here?
across the world. The Master Chorale also enjoys a long and
Thank you,
celebrated
Trusteezy.
partnership with the LA Philharmonic, and this year they will participate in the final season conducted by Gustavo Dudamel, a true milestone in Los Angeles
on,
music
Brett.
history. But their impact goes far beyond the concert stage.
the long
For
shirt,
more
Trustee?
than 30 years, the Master Chorale has
spatula?
run robust education and outreach programs, including the youth choir and Voices Within, impacting tens of thousands of students throughout LA County. They are deeply committed to accessibility and equity in the arts, bringing transformative musical experiences to communities across the region. And their
they had to lick
dedication to
Disney's
excellence,
balls.
education, and engagement has made them not just a performing arts organization, but a treasured
privilege.
cultural institution. So now please enjoy this video celebrating the Los Angeles Master Chorale remarkable journey over the past 60 years.
Okay, Daniel. Hold on a second. I can't get the music going here. That's definitely copywritten shit. Doing good, Duncan. Hanging out with the fam. Watching these people pat themselves on the back as usual. So, yeah. Nothing new. They're licking Disney's asshole. We know how Disney is. Yeah. Places I'm never going. The Disney Hall. In fact, like I told you, I haven't been to Disneyland since 1992. Other than my friends taking me to fly over it. And even when then, I didn't recognize most of it. So yeah, I don't care about Disney at all. And I find it quite strange that there's so many adults that are into it. I mean, it's one thing to get into it, for once every 2 or 3 years you go and see the new rides that come or whatever. But the ones that are buying like the passes and they're there like every other day, I just find it weird. Like I guess you're just reliving youth. I don't know. I just find it odd because it's, you know, it's made for kids. It's not made for adults. It's made for kids. So I find it weird. I mean, I get it if you have kids. Totally get that. Kids want to keep going, and they can ride a million times and it's still not enough. Get that. But I'm just talking about all the Disney adults that don't go there with kids, and they are there like literally once a week. Some adults are obsessed with Disney. That's what I'm saying, Randy. It's kind of odd to me, you know. All the Disney adults. And I don't go to see it, but I've seen videos of it, and I go online, and I see so many people, like, on Instagram posting with their Mickey ears, this, that, and the other. And not to say I don't have Mickey ears, but I didn't even get them. Chester went there with his whole family, and he asked me, do you want anything? I said, yeah, I want some Mickey ears. So, of course, he bought me Mickey ears with my name on it. So, yeah, there was that. I have that somewhere in the closet. The Mickey ears are in there. But other than that, like I told you, I ain't been there. I won't waste my money for that. I ain't wasting $100 to get in to wait in line for 3 hours to have 45 seconds of fun. But just to be fair and honest with Disney, I wouldn't do it at Six Flags. I don't care. I'm not wasting all my time walking around, standing in all these lines. I'm not, you know, I'm just not. I don't like standing in lines for anything. I don't care what it is. You name it, I'm not trying to stand in line for it. Okay? I could never do like people do the Black Friday stuff or the sneaker releases where they got a tent and they're sitting there for a day and a half. Fools used to do that for Call of Duty, to be the first guy to get the Call of Duty fucking, you know, physical copy from GameStop. Fuck no. I was always the guy who came late, didn't care. And so what? I was, you know, in line for fucking 25 minutes with 60 people. And got my copy. I'm certainly not waiting there for a day and a half. Are they closing all Six Flags? I mean, I don't know, Terry. I mean, you know, here I would venture to say Six Flags is probably struggling. It's, you know, it's off the beaten path in Valencia, and I'm sure people still like it. You know, I'm sure it still makes money somewhat, but I don't think it generates the money it should, especially nowadays because of how expensive everything is. People would probably rather go to Disneyland. And I think Knott's, too. I think Knott's Berry Farm has got to be struggling. It has to be. You know, the smart thing about Disney is they created other characters. Okay? It wasn't just Donald and Mickey and Goofy and whoever else there was, the originals. They created the Little Mermaid girl and all the other stuff. And these were newer characters. At least I think they're newer characters. Or they brought them to life to where they made so much money off of them. You know what I mean? The Pocahontas and all that. That's the problem with the Knott's Berry Farm. They didn't do that. The Peanuts gang stayed the Peanuts gang and never really got any bigger. And I'd venture to say that if we talked to a bunch of, I don't know, 5 to 12-year-olds or whatever, 5 to 10, I don't know, somewhere in that range, and asked them, showed them a picture of Mickey Mouse or showed them a picture of Snoopy and said, which one do you like more? I think most would say Mickey Mouse. And I'd say that there'd be a few that probably don't even know who Snoopy is. You certainly don't see Snoopy as much as you do Mickey Mouse in the world. You just don't. And if you went further down that rabbit hole, like Charlie Brown or Woodstock or any of the other ones, I don't think they'd even know who they are. They'd probably know who Snoopy is, because Snoopy's the most famous of the Peanut Gang. I don't think they know who Peppermint Patty is. I really don't. I really don't. Just saying.
Now I would like to introduce Scott Altman, President and CEO of the Los Angeles Master Chorale, to say a few words.
And there's some kids that love Snoopy, but I'm just saying he's not
Thank you
as
so
popular
very
as
much,
Mickey Mouse.
Councilwoman
No way.
Hurtado. It's a pleasure. On behalf of everybody at the Los Angeles Master Chorale, I'd like to
Herman
thank
is older,
this council and the
JC.
city of Los
I'm talking about
Angeles
younger
for this
kids,
tremendous honor.
You know, 5 to 10-year-olds.
Today,
now,
it's my great pleasure to introduce to you my colleague.
Do you have a kid sitting at home
at the Master
right
Chorale,
now? Ask him.
our artistic director,
You have a kid
Grant
right now.
Gershon,
Turn to them and ask him.
who under his
You like Snoopy?
leadership, the Master Chorale has been a transformative arts and cultural institution representing Los Angeles around the
Saying
world
Salty
over
Rat.
the
They don't know
past
Peppermint
many
Patty is.
decades. Grant Gershon.
Thank you all so much. Thank you to the entire council, and especially thank you to
Knott's Berry
Councilwoman
Farmers
Corrado.
Peanut Game. Okay.
We are really deeply honored by this recognition from the council on behalf of myself, Scott,
Oh, I'm sure the
our
kids love it.
entire
I
staff,
loved it
all of the artists
when my
of
parents
the
took
LA
me there,
Master
Randy.
Chorale, and all
like
of our
the Peanut
supporters.
Gang.
Thank you so much.
But I'm older.
We're so proud of
They're not as
this
prevalent
organization,
now.
so proud to be able to represent the excellence and aspirations of this city of Los Angeles here at home
He's heard of
and
Snoopy,
all
he's
around the
18.
world. We like to think of ourselves kind
Is
of
he
as
like
the
Snoopy
LA
or Mickey
Dodgers of
Moore?
choral music. That is if the Dodgers would win the World Series every single year. But I will say on a personal note, I'm an Angelito and a resident of the 14th District, and particularly in that context.
Yes, they did somewhat
I'm
certain.
so grateful to the
shouldn't
council
be.
for your ongoing support of education and the
Master
arts.
Chorale.
We passionately believe that singing together, it creates the opportunity for us to truly listen to each other. You cannot sing in tune if you're not attuned to each other and feeling each other, hearing each other. That's what we model into the future, the idea of harmonizing our voices together. We're particularly focused right now on creating opportunities for young people to sing together. We feel like this is a vision of a brighter and more caring future that we can bring to the city and to the world. So again, on behalf of
Sonic?
the LA
Like the
Master
hedgehog?
Chorale, thank
Come
you all
on.
so much. We look forward to our next 60 years of blending voices, of harmonizing our differences, and of truly creating a city of singers here in Los Angeles. Thank you all.
Thank you.
There's nobody in
Thank
there
you,
because
Grant,
they've
for your,
they've shut down public
poetry
comment
and your
everywhere
art and sharing it with us.
because they're fucking communists. I keep telling you, they've shut down all the comments where nobody's commenting anymore. Not call in, not walk in, and exactly what they wanted. It's exactly what they wanted.
Members, and know that it's time for Master Chorale's 60th anniversary.
That's it,
And so with that, I'm going to
master.
present.
Thought that word was
on behalf
outlawed.
of
No
the
more
City of Los
master
Angeles,
bedrooms.
A resolution
it
recognizing
offends
Chorale's
me.
extraordinary contribution. There you go.
so much.
And again, I'm talking about younger kids nowadays. An 18-year-old kid's kind of older. I'm talking 5 to 10-year-olds. If you had some of those in your house, ask them what they like more, Mickey Mouse or Snoopy. And then, you know what? Even better, show them the rest of the Peanut Gang and tell them, do you know who these people are?
Okay.
Without
Thank
Snoopy.
you so much.
See if they
As
can
they're,
name them.
Leaving.
Bet they
we'll
can.
have, Councilwoman Padilla has a
Bet.
special
Most
Cinco de Mayo
won't. I
presentation.
bet. But if you showed them a picture of Donald and Mickey and Minnie Mouse, they'd know all of them. I bet. I'd be willing to put my money on that if it was an honest thing. Clown show, it always is that. This is a clown chambers. And the majority of these people are clown beggars that come in here to beg. They got their hands out. They always need something else. They need more crumbs. They're rent burdened. They're this, they're that. They didn't get enough. Then you give them a little
Welcome,
more,
Councilwoman
and then
Padilla.
they'll
The
come
floor
back
is
in here a
yours.
month later
All
asking
right,
for
just
something
let my
else.
folks trickle in, and then we'll get started.
No different. This is the same shit, different day. The date and time has changed. That's it. Now she all dressed up. She's going out with Ian tonight.
Good morning, everyone. May is a very special month, right? It's the month of Mother's Day weekend that we're all getting ready for. We just had May Day. But of course, there is another very important day in May that I wanted to celebrate today, which is the unforgettable Cinco de Mayo. So today, for Cinco de Mayo, I'm proud to recognize
May 9th.
very good friends of mine,
And they're talking
an
about Cinco de
inspirational
Mayo,
group
which is the
known as
5th.
Chicano Hollywood. A bold,
4 days late.
unapologetic platform that is not only reshaping the narrative for Mexican Americans and Latino in the entertainment industry, but also for reclaiming part of what I call taking back Cinco de Mayo, taking back what people see as these Mexican American holidays
Where was
through
it taken?
authentic, transformative storytelling.
Who took it? Who took Cinco de Mayo?
Many don't realize that Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day.
It's
that
not.
is celebrated in September. And it's not really a major holiday in Mexico. It's just another day.
It's an American
But it does
holiday.
commemorate a single battle, the Battle of Puebla, when an outnumbered and outgunned Mexican army defeated the mighty French
Pat.
forces on May 5th, 1862. In retrospect, it's
I don't
almost
know who
comical
stole it.
just how much attention it gets here in the States. Once upon a time here in the States, in the 1960s and 70s, young Chicanos, many who were students, workers, and organizers, began standing up against deep-rooted racism, inequality in schools, exploitation,
Nueve
exploitative labor conditions, and a lack of political representation. So they made it become a symbol of cultural pride and resistance, evolving into a time to reflect on the battles we fought and won, and a reminder that our community cannot be easily defeated,
Did you,
even
Allison?
when outnumbered. So over time, though that symbolism from the Chicano student movement has diluted, we know that it's become super commercialized, and here's my contribution, excuse me, to trying to take away from the commercialization and into something more about storytelling about Mexican Americans. And that is why today I wanted to introduce everyone in chamber and everybody who watches to Chicano Hollywood. It is a platform where you can get access both on social media, TV platforms, much better access to true, authentic Mexican American stories. So today you will hear more about it through the founder, Johnny Murillo. Chicano Hollywood is, as I mentioned, in multiple platforms. So I'll let you be the one to tell us more about that. But under Johnny's leadership, it's building a movement that empowers Mexican Americans and Latino content creators to tell their own stories on their own terms with authenticity, dignity, and pride. And depending on who the creator is, a lot of times, lots of comedy. So from actors and writers to filmmakers, makeup artists, editors, producers, influencers, comedians, and so much more, this is his way of elevating a new generation of talent that refuses to be sidelined. Their motto is clear: Chicano is a culture, not a color. It's a call to reclaim identity, visibility, and cultural space, not just in Hollywood, but across all platforms of storytelling influence. So today, we honor a collective of creatives, visionaries who have turned their lived experiences into narratives that challenge stereotypes, uplift our community, and breathe new life into the spirit of Cinco de Mayo, especially here locally in Los Angeles. So with that, I'm proud to introduce the founder of Chicano Hollywood, Johnny Murillo, a visionary leader, producer, and champion for our stories.
Thank you. Thank you for this honor of being here. I'll put that a little taller. I'm a little taller than Imelda, than council member. Thank you so much, council, for allowing us this space and time just to share who we are. We are a collective. There's not one particular person greater than the other in this group here, but instead we are a collective of Chicano Latino professionals in the entertainment business that are now striving hard and working hard to not only achieve greater levels for us, but
Latinos
also to
are rare in
pull those
Europe.
behind,
You don't
underneath
see
us
them.
as well.
Y'all be
I
the
say it
unicorns
all the time
out there.
that the days are over when Latinos
Men
step
and women
on
will
each other
love
to
you
get
out
to the other
there. Man,
side.
I ain't never seen
now
one.
we're going to lock arms and get to the top together.
Like in real life.
So what you see here is just a symbol of just the many. We have over 100,000 followers
Rare.
across the nation. Here in LA, this is our base. This is our home. And it was out of this, a movie that we shot here right after COVID called Horchata with Oat Milk, that this movement started. And along the way, we have so many that have grown and connected with us with branches across the nation. But just here behind me, I want to just point out a few of the people so you recognize who's here. Over to my left, you have Kaden Phoenix, who is reclaiming the position as Latina superheroes. Her mission is to create superheroes in anime and in live action so that our young girls and young men can see that we also can be a superhero. We don't have to just look at Marvel or DC. We have the Latina superheroes. That's Caden's mission to build and grow. We also have Bernice from the streets to the set. Her mission, pulling people off the streets and get them into production. And she's got them on shows with Hulu and herself as an actress as well, and other great platforms on Apple TV and so on. but taking them from gang members to now crew and talent in front and behind the cameras. We also have Blanca, who's way behind me over here. Her gift, her and her team's gift of Chola Vision to take Shakespearean theatrical stories, Chicano them, and then put them on stage. And here again, you have, members that normally might have been on a prison walk, but now they're on the stage, dressed even, and reclaiming the Shakespearean stories of Romeo and Juliet and many others. So the art and crafting you see behind this. I also have over to my right over here, you have the director and the producer of Chocolate with Oat Milk, a new movie that came out that's just going viral, and it was on that set that we launched this movement. So here you have the new voices as directors and producers, Chris and Jeff Reyes. And you see also talent like Anthony here and Alex back over here. So they are just talents that are taking lead roles and Apple. And as a matter of fact, if you drink Modelo, you're going to see his face all over the place. He's got a 3-year contract.
Great. Let's just promote alcohol. That's fantastic. Let's promote gang members and romanticize the killing of
he hit
youth.
Me up, or actually, I was connected to him. They said the warning they gave me was, well, he just got out of prison. He was a lifer. I said, I love that. Bring him on. I want him to be my production designer. And he didn't know what he was doing, but he shows up and he pretended like he knew what he was doing. And now, 3 years later, he's a production designer for great projects, big movies, and art galleries, not just here in LA, but in New York City as well. We have our film festival director, Francisco, who is also putting together a collective of short films, documentaries, feature films, and so on in our film festival this coming July. And that's all to celebrate our voice. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anybody because I have 2 more speakers coming. But this is who we are. I tell people all the time, there's a Chicano voice. We're not competing with other Latinos. We just want to get to where we're at because we were here first. And we want to just strive hard, build. We aren't the same, we're not the peasants anymore that people look at, we're the simpletons or anything like that. Who we are, we embody the spirit of Cinco de Mayo. When they rose up, that group rose up to fight the French, even though they were outnumbered. They didn't have the technology. They didn't have the training. But they fought hard, and they made a historical stand. And that's what we're doing. It's time for us to take our place. So I have 2 more speakers that are going to come up. Kenneth, and then you do it. Was that it? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that was my words, all right?
That's how you know Johnny is the leader. He's more about who's behind him and bringing them up as opposed to, taking the spotlight. So thank you for those kind words. And yes, now we will go to Kenneth Castillo, a longtime Chicano director who has championed Chicano voices through film. He also mentors at-risk youth and up-and-coming Latino filmmakers using storytelling, as we've been mentioning, as a powerful tool for healing and empowerment in our communities. Welcome to the podium, Kenneth.
Maybe we wouldn't need the at-risk youth to even be there anymore. Maybe they wouldn't be there anymore if you didn't romanticize all the shit that's within your culture. Just romanticize the good stuff that's within your culture. There's plenty of it, and plenty of good folks. But somehow, some way, those folks aren't the ones that are put up to the top.
Really wish that Chicano Hollywood had been there at the beginning of my career. It was a very long and lonely journey. I wasn't a film school graduate. I didn't have representation.
Break the cycle.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Cheers.
I had to learn a lot on my own. And there were many organizations that during the last 25 years that had come up with the goal of promoting and helping Latino talent. But I found that they all had a mission statement, but they didn't have a mission.
I haven't met any that are really good.
Johnny reached out to me about 4 years ago. He said,
a lot of them made bad choices, and they become better after they've made a really bad choice and ruined their life.
Having been a filmmaker for 20 years at that point, I'm like, that usually means someone wants something from me.
It's too late.
But Johnny was very smart. He instead sent me an audio message, a voice message. And so I got to hear how genuine he was.
Right,
and this was a man who didn't just have an idea, he had a plan. And I felt confident that he could execute that plan. Everybody has ideas, but they're really cheap unless you can actually make something happen. So I took...
Really quickly, because it's all the same shit. Terry, what I feel is a lot of people, especially when it comes to gang members, they saw somebody in their family that was a gang member. Older brother, older sister, dad, uncle, somebody close. They looked up to them. They wanted to be them. They emulated everything they did. And then they too became the gang member. Now, a lot of times those gang members will then be gang members. They'll end up doing something to them, another person. And they'll go to jail for fucking 10 years and ruin their family's life and their own, and then come out as a convicted felon and then make the change and go and talk to the youth. And that's a great thing. Nobody's talking about that. But what I'm saying is you got to curb it right away. When you see your kid trying to be like you got to say no. And you got to not be that person. That's bad. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. You got to be better. And it's one thing to come over here and tell me after you've done it all, but that's too late in my eye. That's too late. Okay? Because a gang thing is usually a learned thing. And a lot of times, kids, men and women, are susceptible to gangs because they don't have a strong mother-father input in the life. They're maybe lacking one or the other. Because usually a parent won't allow their kid, strong parents won't allow their kids to get mixed up in that shit. They just don't. They don't have it in their family. Like, they just don't. And that's what I'm saying. It's a continued cycle. And then again, to blame it on systematic racism or a certain culture, it's just asinine. At some point, you need to own up. You know what I mean? Not you, Terry. I'm just saying them, they as a whole. You know what I mean? And I understand you're right. There's not all of them are bad. You're absolutely right. But, because a lot of them do have nice, good hearts. They're just wrapped up in what's going on around them. They're a victim of their circumstance in a sense sometimes. But having said that, you got to break the cycle. And like I was telling you guys just yesterday about the neighborhood thing. It's not fair. Remember, I was just saying it last night about how it's not fair to the kids. Because the kids now wake up, they're 5, 10 years old now, and they go to school. They see all this garbage, encampments, people doing drugs, nothing ever changing. And that plays a mental thing. That has a mental effect on those kids. You may not say it. They may not see it. I mean, you may not see it. They may not say it. But it has an effect on them. And then it tends to me like, well, I come outside every day. I see all this garbage and filth and no parks and nothing positive. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe that's life. And no, it's not life. It's life there. But that's not life. And it affects the kids, and that is what continues the cycle. It'll never stop until you stop nipping in the bud, and the kids are saved from that. And that's why, the neighborhoods have to change. And the longer they stay the same, this whole shit will continue. And to romanticize, the gang life and all that into the culture, I understand. Is that really a huge part of the culture? It shouldn't be. It's not a good part. And I'm sure there's plenty of people within this culture that don't like that. And they'll tell them. The grandma that says, get the fuck out of my house. This is my house. You're not bringing that shit in here. There are some. I know there are. They're just wrapped around a bunch of people who aren't feeling that way, and then they romanticize this shit, and the cycle continues.
You who came. So from the filmmakers to the comedians to the digital content creators, thank you all for using this platform to, as I mentioned, redefine the representation of how we talk about the Mexican-American stories. So on behalf of the city of Los Angeles,
your friends were probably
it is my honor to present you with this certificate of recognition on behalf of the entire city of Los Angeles, with all of our signatures.
And Councilwoman, we have a few members on the queue as well, if you're ready for that.
Go for it.
Okay, so we'll start with Councilmember Price, followed by Councilmember Rodriguez.
I mean, it's never a young mathmatician or something that they're glorifying. There's got to be a young, bright brains growing up within all this crazy shit.
In bringing in this presentation, it's
Why
really
aren't they
wonderful to have
highlighted?
you all here. And the perfect correlation around Cinco de Mayo, because it was a fight of what was perceived as insurmountable to overcome. And what you all have collectively done is help to make space and force space in an environment that has always attempted to keep us out. So I want to thank you for that. Recently, a friend of mine just finished going to Broadway to see Josefina perform on Broadway, Real Women Have Curves. And it is a first, I think, for our community to really take that space, aside from, of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda and other Latinos that have been prominently in that space, but to have a Chicana in there doing that work, you all are making space at a time where politically we have continued to see this silencing of our community, this disparagement of our community, or this lack of respect for the fact that our voices should be represented by ourselves, that we are capable of leading diverse communities. You all are helping to make that space and force that conversation in a Hollywood that has historically never accepted or acknowledged us. So I want to thank you for that. We are more than just the gang stories. We are so much more than how we have been portrayed. And I want to thank you all for being that collective.
Yeah, you portrayed yourself on the flyer the same way.
So thank you for doing it. Thank you for being unapologetically you. But thank you, Ms. Padilla, for helping to continue to bring these types of presentations forward, to being unrelenting in that Chicano pride.
Yeah, no R's rolled today.
We're taking space and we ain't leaving. So thank you for that.
Monica, everybody. Monica. Man, where's the regulars?
Councilman Jurado,
this is
followed
terrible.
by Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you, Councilmember Padilla, for honoring Chicano Hollywood. You know, I'm born and raised Highland Park, and Chicano art is in the heart of my district. I grew up with it. You know, we helped paint murals at our schools growing up. And so I appreciate Councilmember Padilla for making sure that Chicanos aren't just an asterisk in Hollywood, and that we're taking up space, and that she's giving you that space and making sure you got your shine on here in City Council, because like you said, you're not in the background, you're out here leading. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. We love small businesses like yours that are able to succeed and push back on the stereotypes and show LA who we really are, which is a city that is multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic, but that Chicano community has so much to offer us and so much richness, and is at the forefront, really, of LA identity. So thank you, Councilmember Padilla and Chicano Hollywood.
And please vote for me. Because remember, I grew here, y'all flew here.
Hey, thank you so much. I thought this was just awesome. When you guys are looking for your next superhero to feature, you look no further than Imelda Padilla, our very own superhero. It was just so great. You exude so much of a family, so much of a movement. It was just really, really inspiring to hear you speak. I appreciate you very much. I wanted to say to Kenneth, I represent Wilmington, so you're a son of the 1-5. I'm so glad you are here. I also want to just tell you something, just to put in the back of your minds. I represent the harbor area, and right at that intersection of San Pedro and Wilmington, where the Vincent Thomas Bridge is, there was a community when my dad was a kid that was called Mexican Hollywood. It was actually called Mexican Hollywood. It was a Latino community that, like so many stories in LA, got wiped out by a development, the bridge. And in the coming weeks, we're going to be recognizing Mexican Hollywood down in San Pedro. And it's actually the folks that remember, yeah, please, Imelda, I want you to be there. Because the older generation, like my father's generation, my father grew up in something called
He wants the votes.
Barton Hill neighborhood, and that's where he lived. And
he cares.
A lot of his
Give him the
contemporaries came
vote.
together and said,
He
we
cares.
can't pass away and let this be forgotten. And it's very inspirational to me, just as you are inspirational to me. So I also appreciate taking back the holiday. As an Irish American, I'd like to take back St. Patrick's Day, so I'm going to watch you guys. So thank you, and God bless you guys.
Thank you. Congratulations again, and back to you, Councilwoman.
Just a little point of personal privilege within the crowd. I do have to give a shout out to Mr. Jeff Reyes here, Echoes World, because he's my videographer. If you followed my campaign, this is the guy that did the get closer. This is the guy who told my story well in less than 90 seconds. Also, I want to make sure everybody writes it down. Where did it start? How did it all come together? The film is Horchata with Oat Milk. You will, if you pay attention closely, you will see that it was filmed during that little era between my time at the county and running for office, that I lost my mind after COVID and said I wanted to be a writer. You will see me in that film. And also, lastly, Councilmember Rodriguez, they do host their conference at the Quixote Theater in your district, so we'll invite you next time. All right, thank you all again, and happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone, and happy Mother's Day, everyone, too.
Even though it's the 9th of May, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Our next presentation will be led by Councilmember McCosker.
I mean, really? You couldn't have done this on Monday?
So we'll make that transition.
And make it seem like you cared at least. There's not one of the regulars, not one
McCosker,
speaker.
the floor is yours.
Not one. Just so you notice.
Thank you so much.
Not one. The
Dobro
meetings
jutro.
are done.
Dobro jutro.
Official.
Once again, this is time for us to come together and celebrate the beginning of Croatian Heritage Month. I have the distinct honor of being joined by Consul General of the Republic of Croatia in Los Angeles, Renee Pea, and our esteemed guests from the 1-5 from the Croatian American Club, community
You too, Rob.
members, and today we kick off this month celebrating Croatians' independence and their heritage and their culture.
Bring up the
For those
Croats,
unfamiliar with
please.
the
I need the
natural
Croat
beauty
vote.
and culture of Croatia, I wanted to present a video highlighting the beauty of this country that I had a chance with a delegation from the city to visit just
Melania
this past year.
Croatian?
So let's see this beautiful video.
I don't know if she's Croatian. Where's Melania from? Anybody know?
You have to see this video.
You have to see the video? I will be see. Don't worry, I will be see. I just cannot listen to your music because I will get copyright strike from YouTube. So please, show me the Croat video and I will love it. She's Slovenian. Ah, okay, thank you. Slovenian. Thank you, guys. It's beautiful. Croatia has very many beautifuls. Giant soccer stadium with all the people. We have it firework, just like you have it in America. We have it food, just like you have in America. We have food too. Look, we even have island. We have a temple, you have temple. We have it, everything. Church like you have it church. We even have waterfall. We have it waterfall everywhere. We have it river. We have it trees. We have it mountain. You want to climb to the mountains. We have it that. We have it bear, deer, all kinds of stuff, animal. Like you have it animals. We have it animals. We even have boat. Just like you guys. Sailboat. Please, come, sail. We have a Tesla in Croatia. Yes, yes. You can rock climbs. You can hang in beautiful lake. You can hang out in the bay. Look at big ship. We have a big ship here too. Old ship, big ship, little ship. We have it all. Almost look like Great Wall of China. Bro. What do you want? Yes, we have a Tony Kukoc show. We have it NBA player. We have it oyster. We have it cute dog. We will be hike with cute dog. You will be flip line. You can do it all in Croatia. You will be windboard. I will be rafting. Everywhere you go in America, we have it. Same thing here. It's like you're in America. Dan, y'all getting a lot of trouble. You have fast car, we have it fast car. You have fingerprint, I have fingerprint. It's almost like we are same people. I have a baller house with pool inside my house. Don't you have a baller house with infinity pool inside with a great 360-degree view? You don't have it? Because this is what I have. In Croatia, this house is $4 a month. Rest in peace to Drazen Petrovic. Croatia, full of loss.
Fans, you probably noticed a lot of very famous athletes in that video. It's a very accomplished country in sports and a little sports crazy too. And some of those shots were of Split, one of our sister cities. And the country is as beautiful as you just saw. But here we are graced again, once again by the presence of the Consul General. And I want to introduce
my name is Igor
for a few words,
Bitanov.
Renee Pea.
Igor Bitanov.
Thank you so much, Honorable Council President, Honorable Council members, Honorable Councilman McCosker. It is such an honor and a privilege standing here in front of you, speaking once again
Yes,
on
my
the occasion
sister
of
said the
Croatian American
Croatia.
Heritage Month. This is only the second time we're celebrating the entire Croatian month, which grew from a week, which in turn used to be just a day. However, I feel it has grown to be even more than that, especially looking at the last year. We have celebrated numerous occasions together. Just in the past year, since last May, we had the honor of welcoming Croatian Prime Minister here.
Thank you, Mr.
We
Bryce.
celebrated 30 years of the sister city relationship between Los Angeles and Split. We honored one of your own,
Not Vigor.
former ambassador
Igor.
to Croatia,
No
Her
V.
Excellency Natalie
Just I.
Reyes.
G.
And
O.
we were very honored
Igor.
that the Councilman McCosker and different city officials visited
14
Croatia
minutes?
and signed the agreement which made Croatia one of the first countries to sign a Croatia House for the Olympics in San Pedro. I'm truly in awe of what we have managed to accomplish together in only a year, and I would like to wholeheartedly thank Councilmember McCosker and his team, as well as the Council, for being such
There's a lot of
cherished
attractive
partners and
women
friends.
in Europe, Robert.
It's no wonder I feel very much at home
Eastern
here
European
before this
seem to be
esteemed
the
body,
ones that
but
need
also
the
in
money
this
and
city
that are
has
pretty.
been home to the Croatian community for
When you
generations.
go to Amsterdam,
for more
a lot
than
of the
30,000
lot of the
who in
ladies,
turn made this great city what it is
Eastern
today,
European.
with their invaluable contributions to its fishing and canning industries, shipbuilding, sports, medicine, education,
hot chicks
and
from
so
the
much
east.
more. This year is also a very significant year for Croatia because we're celebrating 1,100 years of Croatian kingdom, when King Tomislav, who united Croatia and made it one country and one people, was crowned. We are also celebrating 30 years since Operations Flash and Storm that liberated our country and solidified our independence and freedom. A big part in that was played by the United States, our long-term friend and ally. Today, as proud members of the EU and NATO, we are immensely grateful to the US for their help and support in the most trying of times. We are also forever indebted to the Croatian community here and throughout the US, which is the strongest bond between our two countries. We are very excited for the future. With all the major
Is it, Diane?
global sporting events
Gotta
coming
be a
to
baller
LA,
out there.
such
That's
as
why
FIFA World
all
Cup,
that
as well as
baller
the,
shit they showed you is
2028
real.
Olympic and
But you
Paralympic
got to have the
Games.
bread.
Croatia, as a small country,
They ain't
for
showing you the
great
slums
sports
of Croatia.
accomplishments, as we like to call it, is very excited and looking forward to deepening our friendship and cooperation in preparation and participation at the Olympics and the World Cup. In conclusion, and on a more personal note, I would like to wholeheartedly thank you all, and Councilman McCosker and his team in particular, for all their help and support and for the true friendship that was formed throughout the years. Allow me also to thank our small but mighty organizing
Sassy.
committee, who really do a wonderful job
Never
in
been to
organizing
Croatia.
some 10+ events for Croatian American
Furthest
heritage.
east I went in Europe was
Please join us for
Austria.
all the events. They're all posted
That was the
at
first-
the consulate,
furthest east, I believe.
social media, and all the Croatian clubs here, and come and experience rich Croatian culture and heritage, food and
Which
wine.
I think borders
We hope to see you
Czechoslovakia.
there,
I
and
have to
thank
look
you
on
so
a
much.
map, but I think so.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
I know
Consul
it borders
General.
Germany, but
One of the really important
there's a part
spots
on the other
for
side.
Croatian heritage and culture is in San Pedro at the Croatian American Club on 9th Street. We have lots of events there, and I want to introduce the president of the club, Frane Jutkovic. Frane.
Frana, get your ass up in here.
Good morning, Council President and esteemed council members representing the great city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It is with a great pleasure and honor that I stand at this
So I
podium
was close.
today,
I mean,
speaking on behalf of the Croatian community.
I was in Milan,
to
and
share
that's not
some
far to
insights
Croatia.
into the many contributions Croatians have made to the city
Yeah,
of
Vienna,
Los
Austria
Angeles.
was the furthest east I went.
We can begin with the fishing industry in San Pedro.
Oh, so it borders
which played
Hungary
a
and
vital role
Slovakia.
during the World War II by helping to feed our soldiers overseas. Croatian workers were also active in the shipyards,
And the furthest west
refitting
would
military
be
vessels and returning them
France?
to service. As longshoremen, they loaded and unloaded essential goods, ensuring supplies reached the markets and sustained the economy. Today, many Croatians-owned businesses thrive, particularly in the field of underground
And
construction,
Hamburg, Germany was the furthest
continuing
north
an
that we
tradition
went.
of hard work and innovation. Thanks to the dedicated men and women and the opportunities
Vienna was
provided
nice. Wasn't
this
bad,
great
Andrew.
city, our community has prospered. Many Croatian families have been able to live the American dream. And so for that, we are all deeply grateful to the city of Los Angeles. As you may know, we will be celebrating our Croatian Independence Day on May 25th. And we warmly invite you to join us at the Croatian American Club in San Pedro to enjoy our traditional foods, music, and dances. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our friend and Councilman Demek Oscar.
Please, if you find
As
his top
well
lip,
as our board
send it
member,
to
Jack
Croatia
Baric,
so we can send it
who
back to
have
him to
both
return
been
to a touch to his
instrumental in
face.
making it possible to celebrate the month of Croatian heritage events in Los Angeles. Most importantly, I want to acknowledge our Consul General of Croatia, Rene Peja, who has played a key role in organizing many of the activities
Yugoslavia.
taking place this month. Thank you to all
Yeah,
for
that part of
giving us
Europe
this
has really
honor.
gone through a lot of change.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, friend.
So that was a trip to
Thank
be
you,
at the
Frane.
Berlin Wall, you know.
One of the things that Frane referred to was feeding sailors
They straight
overseas.
split Berlin in
If you
half.
think about tuna fish in a can, tuna in a can, that was Croatian Americans out of San Pedro. That was innovated right there. They were the center of the tuna fishing industry and the canners. But no celebration of Croatian Heritage Month kickoff would be complete without some traditional
What do you mean the whole
Croatian
land?
music. And we have a very famous performer from Croatia right here in our presence. Roko Blažević is going to perform for us now.
It sound like Boris
Roko.
from Boris and Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle, you mean?
While he's setting up, I will also say
Boris.
that the Croatians brought us the tie. We're going to forgive them for that one. The tuna in a can sort of replaced that so now we like them again.
Oh, man. Hold on. He's playing music, guys. I got to...
1, 2, 1, 2.
Woo.
Hello, everybody. Honorable Council President.
Did he say
honorable?
honorable?
Council members, esteemed guests,
Bro.
my dear friends,
Honorable.
and beautiful.
Honorable. Honorable.
I don't know what you're saying.
Honorable. Honorable.
I think you're trying to say honorable.
Shut up!
From Dalmatinska pisma genre, which is basically music from the region of Croatia where I grew up at, which is Dalmatia. You could see Split on that video. That's my hometown. I was heavily influenced, and my artistry was heavily influenced by Dalmatinska pisma. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this.
We get the first few notes, and then I got to mute it. All right, yeah, you're going too hard in it. I ain't trying to get no copyright strikes. You might be dead on. Bro, you will get me strikes, and I don't like it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to Croatia anytime soon. Even to Europe. But. You know what was trippy when we were in Vienna, though? Deftones played a concert at a shopping mall. The shopping mall had an entire concert venue with like 12,000 seats or something like that. It had a McDonald's in this mall and the shoe stores, all kinds of shit. But what's really funny is the entire mall was built inside of gas tanks that were from the war. The Germans would store gas in these two huge, just think about it, there's a mall inside of it. That's how big it is. And there's two of them. And they literally kept them up and then built mall inside of them. And I'm telling you, the Mick Cafe inside that son-bitch is crazy. The Mick Cafe is nicer than any Starbucks or mom and pop hoity-toity bakery you go to in your neighborhood with all the best treats and pastries. It's like that over there. And it's inside of a giant gas tank. Two of them. It's crazy. So I thought that was pretty trippy. No, the furthest, like I said, we didn't go any further south than Italy. And even in Italy, we went to Milan, which was Milan was kind of rough. I thought Milan would be nice. Milan's a little rough, bro. You had some gangsters out there. Fucking crazy gypsies selling shit selling their merch and shit in front of the place. Like, it was wild. Craziness. But I guess we have the same thing here, right? You go to a concert, whatever is in concert. And, they have the shirts, the shitty knockoff shirts outside for $5. Yeah, I just don't want to play it because, like I said, if it's close enough to the original music that he's doing, it's gonna get a copyright strike. But he's getting into it. Look at his fucking carotid artery just popping, son. He's getting into it. Yeah, you're not missing much. It just sounds like 3-inch shrimp, just to say. It sounds like you gave 3-inch shrimp a organ. Trust me, I know my account, Polo. You don't worry about it. You can always go to the channel and listen to it yourself. If you're that interested in Croatian music all of a sudden. Bro looks like he's high right now. He's so into it right now. I love how, like I said, he just transforms into another world right now. He's transcended into another body. He's up here, even though his body's down here. Letting the Croat out. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to get to public comment, Jay. At some point. We're only an hour and 8 minutes in, and we still haven't got any work done. Nothing.
By the same artist. His name is Oliver Dragojevic. All my Croatian fellows know him very well, or knew him very well. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. It's called Dva puta numra.
Oh, we're getting another one? Igor Beatnoff's playing too. Jesus Christ. Getting the double up. We're getting the B-side. Mm-hmm. Blues. Come to me. Yeah, really, it's not much different than 3-inch. 3-inch ain't even a professional singer, I guess. He just got a voice of a golden songbird. It's like hearing a bird chirp in the woods. That's like listening to 3-inch shrimp. It's just beautiful. Everything he says is gold. He oozes gold. Yep, we'll be live tonight, 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. Yes, Con. Yes. Fuck yeah, free full concert. I'm missing fucking Mr. Herman going in the back. Where's Mr. Herman, man? Come on, Mr. Herman, where the fuck you at? Where all y'all at?
Paging Mr. Herman.
Yes, good morning. Arnold Sachs. I'm only going to speak on public comment and item number 26. That's pretty stupid. What the hell's going on? Who changed everything?
I own the Port of Los Angeles. That's my property. You're not to be hiring anybody into the Port of Los Angeles. You're not to be building anything in the Port of Los Angeles. The city's never owned the Port of Los Angeles.
What's up, Sean?
Who in the fuck do you guys think you are? That's my fucking property. Who in the hell?
Mr. Harlan, don't shout.
I missed
into the
that.
microphone.
I missed that.
Mr. Harlan.
Mr. Harlan, please.
So, Mr. Harlan, you were disrupting the meeting. You're hurting the translator's ears. You either stop shouting or you're going to end your public comment right now.
You guys need to be fired.
Mr. Harlan, please.
Signed up for all the fucking items we can speak on, sir.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes, right?
And
2 and 25 through 28.
Yes,
followed by a minute of general, yes.
Yes, and the
Go
general
ahead.
comment period, yeah.
Schindler, do you want to move on to the items
So-
or general public comment?
What do you want to do? I will play, not pass. I like it because it's evil, like me. May he rest in peace.
Next speaker, please.
No, stupid.
Oh, I'm
There's
sorry.
a minute. Yes,
Continue.
yes. This isn't your first rodeo there, PDQ.
I want to find out what the definition of trillium is. What the fuck is trillium? I'm concerned you haven't passed a resolution regarding the flare-up in the Middle East. I'm concerned about the drug violence in South America.
Me too.
The constant influx of migrants coming up from South America because of the said drug violence. I'm concerned about the new normal.
Me too.
The excise tax on legal marijuana. I'm concerned about the gentleman who's known as the Great Intervener.
Me too.
I'm concerned about Dixie plates and Dixie cups.
Yep.
I'm concerned about not eliminating styrofoam, and I'm concerned about the elimination of the franchise tax board, and I'm also concerned about that emoji. I never forgot. We should do away with that emoji. I thought that was a something
Thank you.
done.
I'm concerned about the emojis as well. They shouldn't be here. And, you know, it's sad that I have to literally record all the gold from the past and play it because all the gold now here is gone. Their plan has gone absolutely perfectly. Their plan that they've implemented has worked perfectly. I'll give it to them. They shut down all the public comment like that over the phone, telephonic comment, gone. Now they've made it so hard with their randomizer, which again, I don't think though they went and bought a randomizer themselves. They didn't spend the money, so where did they get the money for this randomizer? I want to see it in action. It's our money. We bought it. That's our randomizer. So I'd like to see it in action. Otherwise, I'd like to call you out on the lies that you spew every day, and that's just another one. Shout out to the DEI getting his mics back up. Oh, Kjorgi and the Roland will be gone soon. They will not make the noise. There is no randomizer. We know it. We know it. It's all lies.
Our distinguished Consul General representing nations of the European Union. Happy
And
European...
I'm really offended just for the people of Palisades that these motherfuckers haven't done shit to help these people build their neighborhoods back, but yet they had the fucking time and gall to make T-shirts that say "Build Pally Back" or "Build Back Pally," like "Build Back Better," like we didn't know it was that. That's offensive. It's a fucking offensive that they haven't fucking helped anybody or done fucking anything except for more virtue signaling with their shirts. It's disgusting. That's for real. That's disgusting.
Liberalism
Now
in
it's
Europe.
Happy European
Modern
Union Day.
European integration
Holy
and the
fuck.
various
Get to
agreements and
work.
treaties which ultimately led to the creation of the EU were begun in the aftermath of this era with one goal in mind: to prevent the regular continent-wide conflicts that had occurred in Europe in the decades and centuries predating World War II. The peace and freedom of Europe is a testament to this work. As the chair of Trade, Travel, and Tourism for one of the most globally connected cities in the world and representing a district where most of the European consulate offices are located, I am also very proud of the strong relationship that Los Angeles shares with the EU. LA remains steadfast in maintaining the strong relationship in the midst of political and economic uncertainty at the federal level. I'm grateful for the many European consulates that call Los Angeles home and for the cultural vibrancy they bring to our city. As we prepare to welcome the world for events like the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympics, we look forward to deepening our partnership with our European friends and continuing to promote mutual understanding and exchange. So on behalf of the Los Angeles City Council, I wish you a wonderful European Union Day, and thank you so much for your friendship and your commitment to building a prosperous, united, and peaceful world. So it was my pleasure.
Damn, they got the gold frame.
Los Angeles, to have you here in council chambers.
Bro, they got the goldie.
Sheesh.
Okay, and Councilmember Padilla, you want to add something to this announcement?
Of course.
Yeah, I do. What a fun presentation. Thank you so much, Councilmember Price. I didn't know this one was on the queue. I was 15 years old when I got the opportunity to first go to Europe. It was part of the AP European class curriculum. And, we would learn about the EU as the modern thing in European history. And it was something that I very much admired. The way the EU told themselves, we're stronger when we immerse our commerce, our capital, and our labor, totally shows to be completely accurate. And just months before our last presidential election, I found myself in rooms with a lot of different people from Mexico where we were ready to really talk about how the EU did commerce, capital, and labor. And we wanted to make sure that our next round of NAFTA, unlike the EU, would incorporate labor. We have so much to learn from you. I totally wish you continued success. And please know that there are other global, trade groups that are looking to your success. And hopefully we can get our act together out here with the North American Free Trade Agreement based on your best practices. Congratulations again.
I didn't notice you said
Thank you.
Oh. I know you heard that.
Okay.
I know you did.
Maybe, and then
Oh,
Councilmember
just
Park has
heard it
another
again.
presentation. You want to go straight to that?
The mic's still hot. Just wiped her nose. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What are these guys? Is it a choir or something?
Okay, Councilwoman Park, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Council President, once again. Today, I am incredibly excited and honored to get to be joined by 3 young men from the Pacific Palisades who have stepped up for their community in extraordinary ways. Jake Yoon and Dylan Fulmer are both students at Harvard Westlake, and Mason Cohen is a student at Windward. These young men are lifelong friends. They grew up in the Palisades, spending their childhoods riding bikes through the canyons and watching the annual 4th of July parade. But in the early days after the Palisades fire, it wasn't just homes that were gone. Our local business corridor, block after block, was reduced to ash. Storefronts where families gathered, where kids grabbed snacks after school, where friends met for frozen yogurt and pizza on Friday nights, were just all gone. The heart of our Palisades, those familiar places that defined both our routines and our memories, was hollowed out. And it's in that moment when most adults were still trying to process the scale of the loss, 3 teenagers joined together and decided to act. Despite the fire devastating their community and destroying their homes, they didn't just grieve the loss, they got to work. These three remarkable young men created Build Back Pali, a grassroots effort to help local businesses recover and preserve the heart of the Palisades.
So it is
In
theirs.
just a few short months, they have raised over $100,000 and started a 501c3 nonprofit organization, with every dollar going directly back to the small business owners who lost everything in the Palisades. What they're doing isn't just symbolic. It's real help. It's real commitment and real impact. These are teenagers who are showing up and showing us what it means to lead. Without a title, without a job description, and without being asked. Their organization is now fiscally sponsored under legacy global programs to ensure transparency and proper use of their funds. They've made it clear, this isn't about recognition, it's about rebuilding the place they call home and doing it with heart, integrity, and action. Jake, Dylan, Mason, your work is inspiring, your leadership
Did it, Daniel?
is authentic, and on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I want to thank you for what you're doing to bring the Palisades back. We have a great video that we'd like to share with you now.
Got music on it? Probably.
His grandmother's dying.
Great. It's fucking CBS. Hold on, guys. That's CBS's
Cohen,
video.
a writing.
I'm not showing that shit. I'm not showing it. We'll go right back to it as soon as the video's done. That's Viacom shit. I told him I wouldn't use it. So, there's that. I'm all for kids getting together, and it's sad that the kids of the community need to get together because the people that are in charge of the community won't get together. Meaning the council members, the mayor, those folks. The kids literally have to go out and do it themselves. Fucking sad as can be. Oh yeah, right, Daniel? yeah, it's all the red tape that's got to go with it. And it's, it's great to see, No Japanese live stream. It's the old helicopter videos. And I'll put it back. Their video's almost done. I'm sure it's not that long. I just don't want Viacom threatening to sue me for millions of dollars because we used a second of their fucking video. That's why.
Jake, come on up and say a few words.
Where did her glasses go?
Hello, everybody. I hope you are all doing great right now. My name is Jake Yoon, and I am a lifelong resident of Pacific Palisades. I also founded Build Back Pali with my great friends over here. After the recent fires in January, we lost our homes, we lost our community, and we lost our local businesses. In the aftermath of the fires, me and my friends, Mason Cohen and Dylan Fulmer, created a grassroots operation to help restore the Palisades spark and identity, which is most important to us.
Not
We
anymore.
recognize
This one
that
I
local
don't sell any more
businesses
trust
are the
funds.
cornerstone for us to rebuild as best and as fast as possible. I would just like to say
But I
thank
do
you
sell
for
merch.
all your time and recognition for us, and we look forward to working together to help build back Pali better than ever. Thank you.
All you got to do is go to smokeandscan.com.
All right, Dylan
Smoke
Fulmer,
N
come on up
as
and
in
say a few words.
NancyScan.com.
Hi, I'm Dylan Fulmer,
And then push shop,
I'll be
and it's all
talking
right
about
there.
the current state of Build Back Pali.
I can't link it
Since
because my
just
stream
starting
decks aren't
a little
on.
over 3.5 months ago, we have raised over $100,000 and counting as a 501c3. Build Back Pali is currently partnered with numerous businesses that are looking to rebuild in the Palisades, as well as actively searching for more businesses to
Like that,
support.
smokeandscan.com.
As we know, those are the cornerstones of what made the Palisades
Just click that right
so
there,
special.
and it'll take you
As
right
our
to the
support
shop.
grew,
Just click shop.
We've been fortunate to have been featured on multiple news channels such as AP News, KCAL, KTLA, as well as multiple radio stations as and newspapers. These features playing a key role in the funds we have raised. This summer, we are planning on hosting multiple local fundraising events as we continue to do our part in rebuilding. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Mason Cohen, why don't you come up and say a few words next?
Mason Cohen.
First, I would like to thank Tracy Park for her incredible leadership throughout this whole process. She's really meant a lot to us in rebuilding. And our vision for the future is to rebuild the Palisades to have the same small town feel and local community that we loved to grow up in for the next generation of kids and children to have the same great experience we have had. And this starts with rebuilding the local businesses that made our community so special, and that's truly the heart of our community. So with your help, we'll rebuild, restore, and revive to recreate a better future for the Palisades. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So therefore, colleagues, I would like to take a moment and present.
They each got a frame. They didn't give them the golds. Shout out to the boys, though, for doing a good thing for their community. More than what the city's done for that community. Sad that these three young men have done more for their city than the city has done for the city.
Their dedication and their sense of service to our community. Their small grassroots organization is actually informing the vision that we are building into our plans to fully restore this incredible part of our city. So again, I want to say thank you to Jake and Dylan and Mason and their very proud, incredible parents for all of the very hard work. It's wonderful to have you with us today in council chambers. I know you all are getting the morning off of school, so we're going to say goodbye and let you get back to it. But I just am so incredibly proud of these young people who are stepping up to lead in remarkable ways. Thank you, and on behalf of a very grateful council district and city of Los Angeles, it is an honor to have you here with us today. Thank you. Thank you, Council President.
We have a member on the queue, Councilwoman Rodriguez.
I love Daniel.
Thank you so much, Councilmember
Small
Park.
and grassroots is redundant, Tracy.
I'll give you guys a minute to take your photos.
All the grammar errors I must make. Must make Daniel go crazy. Oh, shit.
First, the paparazzi. So, Jake, Mason,
fucking
Dylan,
Meg.
thank you.
Why do you always
so
have to
much
talk about everything?
for exhibiting
Shut up,
what I know
Meg.
young people are capable of across our entire city. You are the
even
very
white
resilient part of what makes Los Angeles really who we are.
Shut up,
and I know
Meg.
your parents are incredibly proud watching you be honored here today. But I'm sure it's just a microcosm of what you will accomplish in the rest of your lives.
Right.
But I want to thank you for, in the midst of all of this devastation, this is really the spirit of the story of the Palisades, of how you all have come together. You've seen the need and you're filling the need. And of course, doing it in collaboration with one of my great colleague, Ms. Park, who has been an incredible face of strength, along with so
Hopefully
many community
Stacy
members that in
says
the wake
something
of
to,
such
to the
incredible
effect that
tragedy,
these three have
continue
done more
to
than you
daylight
guys. How do you guys
the
feel about
most
that?
remarkable comeback. And that's what I'm just so awestruck by, that you all just, obviously your incredible friendship and history, and I think about I have two of my best friends from kindergarten, so I understand that very tight-knit sense of friendship that you all have, but that you're doing this together for your community is really remarkable. And doing so, frankly, again, the focus on the small businesses and the hometown feel of what makes the Palisades, So often it's the business community that's left to fend for themselves. And you all identifying that as your focus is part of the economic recovery that is really important, but part of how the community shows its true collaboration and partnership to supporting those small business
Hour and a half,
owners
still haven't
that is
done
going to
anything for
help
the city.
create that sense, bring back that unique sense of community that you had there. It's a beautiful community in Los Angeles, and the fact that you all came together to focus on that part of it is really remarkable, and I'm just incredibly grateful for it. But again, for me, all you do is underscore what I know is true of young people, which so often leadership dismisses. This is what you all are capable of doing. And it's really remarkable and exciting for me to see that you all are doing it for your neighborhood in the wake of such tragedy. And I know the impact and the trauma that it has caused. But you took that and you turned it into something productive. And so that's just congratulations. My hat's off to you. And happy to support you all with your next fundraising effort.
Shut up, Meg. Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez. Thank you, Councilmember Park, for the wonderful presentation.
Monaco, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next I believe we have item 6 and 7, is that correct?
Yes, Mr. President. 6 and 7 was called special by Councilmember Nazarian.
Okay, those items are now before us, and I'd like to offer the floor to Councilmember Nazarian.
Great.
Thank you, Council President. 16 or more so, 18 years ago, when I was an Assembly staffer, I worked on the original version of California's film and television production tax credit. And at that time, it was extremely difficult to push something up the hill where there was so much resistance from other parts of the state. And so it took a lot of determination, 2006, 7, to build it up, to finally put it in the budget in 2009, when there was a deal struck between Republicans and Democrats to put an economic incentive in that'll support the industry. Since 2009, the tax credit has generated $26 billion of economic activity in this state and saved nearly 200,000 jobs. Every dollar of that tax credit generates more than $24 of economic activity. Let me repeat that again. Every dollar of that tax credit generates more than $24 of economic activity and actually increases state and local tax revenue by 7% on every dollar. But the challenge of foreign competition in a global market has grown exponentially. We're losing jobs, not just to other states, but to other countries. I'm not talking about the jobs of movie stars and studio executives. I'm talking about the blue-collar jobs, the carpenters, the grips, electricians, camera operators, and then the local businesses that are impacted, like caterers, flower shops, dry cleaners, and many other specialty businesses that have created a cottage village around the industry itself, given the expertise that have been developed over a century operating in this area. These are the jobs that LA families and their neighborhoods depend on. Last week, the council approved my motion to keep Hollywood home by streamlining the permitting process for filming in LA. We're going to turn the red tape to a red carpet for film crews and our streets, for film crews on our streets and our city property. Today, I'm asking for your vote on my resolutions in support of two state measures. Assembly Bill 1138 and Senate Bill 630 will expand access to the film and television tax credit so more small and independent producers and creators of shorter form content can participate. Let's pass these measures in Sacramento. Let's enact Governor Newsom's expansion of the state tax credit, and let's pressure Washington, D.C. to create a federal tax credit for motion picture production. Other countries support their film industries. We need to do the same. Colleagues, please join me in keeping Hollywood home, and I ask for an aye vote on items 6 and 7 respectfully.
Great.
Hollywood
Thank you so
deserves
much, Mr.
everything
Darren.
they
I strongly
get.
agree with you.
They voted for all you fucking scumbags, including Newsom. They deserve everything they're fucking getting. Fuck them. Make them go all the way to fucking everywhere where they need to go film. Get the fuck out of here. Let those places make money. Fuck my state. How about that one for you?
Close the roll. Tally the votes.
Deserve everything you get, Hollywood.
10 ayes.
Okay, that is agreed. Congratulations. Yes, Mr. Zarian.
It's always
If you don't
blame
mind,
Trump.
forthwith, please, on this measure.
Although for
Without
years,
objection, forthwith.
they pushed it out of the state before the
Councilmember,
old
forthwith on
orange
both
guy
6 and
showed
7,
up.
sir?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always the
now
tariff.
we move to public comment. If you could read the instructions and call the names.
To people providing
Finally.
public comment, when it is your turn to speak,
Hour
please
35
state whether you'd
minutes.
like to speak to today's agenda item, which is item number 1. You will have 1 minute for
Nice
the
mask.
item open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up.
Democrat
when
starter
speaking to the
kit.
agenda item, you must be on topic. If you're not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you're on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. Again, the item open for public comment today is item number 1. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held during general public comment. Members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the subject
Yes,
matter.
at this point, it's a chin diaper to hold all the fucking shit that's coming
Great.
out of
You
her
call the
mouth.
names?
I will now call names for public comment. Lisandro Presa, Maria Gonzalez, Herbert Lopez, Stacy Segarra, Maria Gonzalez, Maria Santos, Leslie Mesa.
All right, with Stacy, remember, it's got to be the
And
name
again, if you heard
of
your
the
name, you can come
song
up and line up
and
on the left
artist.
side, house left, stage
Song
right.
title and artist, both. The same.
Go ahead and
in the
can
same sentence.
you read some names.
For mascus halitosis. Bet.
And who's ever next can get ready to speak. Ms.
Oh.
Scarbollinger, you have the floor. I assume you want 1 minute for the item and 1 for general public comment. Go ahead.
You got it, Bob. Thank you. So item 1 is regarding
Slob.
revenue bonds for a so-called affordable housing project in Balboa. Now, let me explain what I like about this project. This project is repurposing office space for housing. I had a meeting with Councilmember Rahman a while back. She said that kind of rehab is expensive and impossible, but she is moving this motion to do just that. So I'm really glad for that. However, I have issues with Capstone Equities, whose mission, per their website, is to seek out superior market returns in undervalued real estate assets. They're also based in New York. I'm wondering why we couldn't find a nonprofit developer that's local to give this a $65 million bond for, or also why it couldn't be mortgage revenue bonds, because homeowners are far less likely to become homeless than renters. I'll now go into general public comment. So we have a budget memo from the DOT suggesting that we lay off 460 crossing guards, and to replace those guards with traffic officers on the corners. Now, they wouldn't be able to deploy nearly as many traffic officers. They wouldn't have 460 of them. That would reduce the number of corners served. It would also not be the friendly, familiar faces that the crossing guards are on these corners. Also, it's not going to save the city money. Many traffic officers end up earning more in overtime than their base salary. So if you're not going to hire more traffic officers, which would also be more expensive, this is just going to end up costing you more in overtime. And you would also likely have to collaborate with LAUSD for an probably ineffective volunteer program, or if they wanted to implement a paid program legally per the state, they could recoup any expenses associated with that from traffic fines. So this is really an expensive, bad proposal. Save the crossing guard program, please.
Thank you.
No singing
Next
today.
Speaker.
She only took 1 minute.
Buenas tardes.
What
Mi
is
nombre es
that?
María Torres, comentario público y
Aw.
necesito un traductor.
Un momento para
How do we
my
not
name
get
is
a
Maria
song right
Torres,
now?
and I'm going to do general public
She
comment.
didn't do the second.
Mi
Okay,
nombre
1
es María
minute.
Torres. Estamos, he trabajado para
Stacy,
Flying
you
Food
were
por
our
9
only
años.
hope.
Yeah, my name is Maria Torres. I've been working for Flying Food Group for 9 years.
Por un sueldo de $20.73 por hora, como lavaplatos y trabajo en el turno de la noche.
Flying Foods is back.
winning $20 with 73 cents an hour, working the night shift as a dishwasher.
La compañía empaca comida para vuelos internacionales en LAX.
And the company packages food for international flights in LAX.
Para mí, el sueldo olímpico me ayudaría para poder ayudar a mi familia en mi país.
And for me, the Olympic wage would help me support my family and my country.
Con lo que gano trabajando en Fly and Food Group, me estoy
In your
ahogando.
country?
And with what I earn working for Flying Food Group, I am truly drowning.
No sé cómo voy a poder seguir pagando mi renta porque la renta en este año me ha subido $300 más por mes.
And I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay the rent because my rent this year has gone up to $300 a month.
También los biles, la canasta básica es mucho dinero para nosotros con 2073 y podemos decir no podemos sobrevivir en Los Ángeles.
And also adding to that my bills and groceries, the wage that I make, $20.73 an hour, is not going to be enough for me to be able to live here in Los Angeles.
$20 an hour to wash
Necesitamos
dishes.
que pasen esta ley porque invirtiendo en familias trabajadoras como la mía, ayuda a la economía.
We need to approve of this ordinance because investing in working families such as mine would actually help our economy.
Y menos de nosotros vamos a quedar sin hogar y en la calle. Muchas gracias. Esperamos que su voto sea sí.
So that all of us don't have to end up on the street. So thank you so much. We hope that you will vote yes.
She's basically making 21 bucks
Gracias.
an hour to wash dishes. And again, it's not enough. So now what do? You
Buenas
give her 30 an hour?
Deseo traductor.
The guy who makes 30 is going to get
Sí,
50.
adelante.
The guy who makes 50 is going to get 80.
Mi
And
nombre
so
es
on.
Esperanza Montes.
Your tickets are going to go through the
Trabajo
roof
para
to
la
go
compañía
fly.
de Fly and Food por más de 5 años.
My name is Esperanza Montes, and I've been working for Flying Food for more than 5 years.
Donde gano a 20.73 por hora cuando tengo un esposo que es diabético y no trabaja.
Winning $20.73 an hour when I have a diabetic husband who does not work.
Una nieta bajo mi cuidado, no dependo de ninguna ayuda.
And a grandchild under my care, and I don't depend on anybody else's help.
Pago de renta $3,000,
And I pay $3,000 in rent.
por lo cual estoy aquí para pedir la intervención de ustedes
And that is why I am here to ask for your intervention,
para que Fly and Food nos dé un sueldo digno
so that Flying Food can give us a just wage,
y que pasen el sueldo de los Juegos Olímpicos.
and to approve of the Olympic wage.
Gracias a todos por escucharme.
And thank you to all for listening to me.
Muchas gracias.
No, I think she meant it went up 300, and he just said that. It went up 300 more from whatever it was. She didn't state how much it really
Speaker,
was.
would you like to speak to the item or?
No way her rent is
Public comment.
300 bucks.
General public
No way.
You hold 1 minute.
No way.
Good afternoon. My name is Lisandro Presa. I work at LAX, and I'm a proud member of Unite Here Local 11. For over 2 years, I've been showing up here, missing work, pleading with you not to delay the Olympic wage. This year, my rent went up $200, making it a total of $1,800 a month for a studio in Hawthorne. I'm still struggling to afford food, medication, and just basic living. The Olympic wage won't make me rich, but it will let me breathe. Less stress means fewer health issues. I live with an autoimmune disease, and every dollar makes a difference. Not just for me, but for every working person trying to hold it together. Please vote yes next week. We can't wait any longer.
See, there you go. 1,800 for a studio. I believe that.
Before the
That's
next speaker
less than one
comes up to
bedroom.
speak, I'd like to call more names.
One
Eddie
big room
Morin,
with a
Vera
to-
Gashki, Judith Serlin,
You know,
Ebert Lopez, Maria Torres, Lisandro Presa, Janice Corvid, Joseph Went.
separate kitchen, separate
Speaker, would you like to
bathroom,
speak
and
to
one
item
big
number
room.
1 or just general public
So
comment?
your living room is your bedroom.
Or both.
And that's 1,800.
Mi nombre es Herbert López.
And that's in Hawthorne.
10 años.
Hawthorne's not the greatest of cities.
My name is Herbert Lopez. I've been working
Not
for Flying
terrible,
Food
but
Group
it's
for
not the
10
greatest.
Representamos más de 500 trabajadores. Que mi sueldo es de 20.73 la hora y tengo una hija que sueña con ir a la universidad.
I remember, Richard.
Estamos pagando
I worked in the
renta
80s.
bien alta.
Yes, I'm part of a union that represents more than 500 workers. I am making $20.73 an hour, and I am trying to support a daughter who dreams of going to the university.
Good, Carp. Yeah, one bedroom's like $2,000. 2,500, a little more than when he, it's a little out of his range, probably. It's not a fixed income, probably.
I've had to take on another job to be able to keep up with my family's bills.
Y ahora estamos aquí para solicitarles que nos ayuden a poder
they're called
que
headphones.
aprueben el sueldo olímpico o sueldo digno.
And now I am here to ask for your support for you guys to help us by approving the Olympic wage or the livable wage.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Everybody wants their fingers in the Olympic pie.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment, or both?
Comentario público.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es María Santos González.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Maria Santos Gonzalez.
La razón que estoy aquí es porque necesitamos que nos ayuden a pasar el sueldo olímpico.
And the reason why I'm here is because we need you to help us by approving the Olympic wage.
Trabajo para Fly Food por 7 años
I've been working for Flying Food for 7 years.
y sigo ganando $20 con 73 centavos y no es justo para lo que estamos viviendo hoy día.
And I am still making $20.73 an hour, and it is not fair given what we are having, given the costs that we face here on a daily basis.
Yo vivo sola, estoy pagando un costo de renta más de $2,500
I live by myself and I am paying more than $2,500 for rent.
y tengo que buscar otro part-time para poder suplir todos mis gastos.
And I would have to find another part-time job to cover all of my expenses.
Ya tengo 66 años y aún todavía sigo trabajando porque no me puedo retirar.
And I am 66 years old and still I keep on working because I'm not able to retire.
Por eso aprovecho esta oportunidad para representar a mis compañeros que es la misma batalla que tenemos desde hace ya varios años y seguimos en las mismas. Por favor, pido la cooperación de todos ustedes para que todos podamos tener una vida pues más digna de vivir.
And that is why I'm here representing all of
Gracias.
my workers that are facing the same challenges as I am, so that please, we ask your support to approve this so that we may all earn a livable wage. Thank you.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment, or both?
General public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Leslie Meza. I'm an organizer with Unite Here Local 11 and a proud daughter of a housekeeper. I am one of the organizers assigned to Flying Food Group. It's an airline catering company for LAX. I was disgusted and angry when I heard the stories of 7 women breaking their silence when they shared their stories of sexual harassment. However, I felt inspired and empowered to see them overcome their fear and be willing to continue to share their stories to seek change. It's very frustrating to see that their company has not taken action. Many of these women have spoken at LAWA, spoken to some of you, and some of your staffers to share their stories. Flying Food Group is a company operating at the LAX airport, and that is why we urge you to support these workers as they seek to fight against sexual harassment in their workplace. We call on you to make Flying Food Group accountable. Thank you.
I kind of miss Kevin DeLeon.
Before the next speaker speaks, I'd like to call the remaining names on the queue. Esperanza Montes, Jeremiah, Adam, Jesse, Gretchen W., Ada, Jasmine, Jessica de la Cruz, Esperanza Montes, General D.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1?
Did you say General D?
I am Eddie Morin. I'm a veteran. I'm also a member of American Legion Post 804 in East Los Angeles.
Thank you, sir, for your
We have
service.
decided to conduct a Memorial Day observance this year at the 5 Points in East Los Angeles. There is one problem, and my comments are addressed to Ms. Hurtado. Isabel, we have tried repeatedly to contact your office. They have consistently ignored us, Lord. We phoned them, we texted them. I want very much to get together so we can have a meeting and discuss the particulars with you or with your staff. Please help us out.
Nobody wants to pay attention to the veteran. Thank you for your service, sir. Poor man just wants to talk to them. They won't even fucking give him the
Speaker,
time of
would
day.
you like to speak to item number one,
Alright,
general
everybody.
public comment, or both?
What's the second agenda item?
You can speak to item number one.
I don't know what it is, so I'll just take the 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm here to speak on behalf of my community. I live in Boyle Heights, CD 14.
True, Wits End.
We've been fighting for years to have dignified streets. I came with Mr. Morin today because he's a hero. He's an author. He's second generation.
Thank you, Cortland.
Third generation here in this country, and he fought for our country. His dad fought for our country. His dad created the GI Forum in California. He's an author of many books. I'm here because our memorial for veterans in East LA at the Cinco Puntos has dry grass. The monuments have been stolen. We had to replace them ourselves. We want support. The grass shouldn't be brown. The grass should look nice. The gutters should look nice. Our city is, our community is very trashy, and it's not okay. We have the Olympics. It's a very beautiful community here, and our children are suffering, and our memorials
Speaker,
to our
your time is up.
veterans are not the way they should look for our community.
Thank you
or
very
for
much.
the city of LA.
Thank you.
I agree with you,
Next
ma'am.
speaker.
Thank you for letting them know the community looks like shit.
Speaker,
I was
would
just
you like to
telling the
speak to
people
item number
earlier.
one, general public comment, or both?
Hi, my name is Judith Serlin, and I'm speaking from the Teamsters. We're speaking to general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
During budget deliberations, we've learned that the crossing guard, that there's discussion about whether or not to keep the crossing guard program. We urge the council to move carefully on this and not to reinvent the wheel. Once upon a time, crossing guard duties were performed by police. It was then given to traffic officers, and then because it was too expensive, it was given to crossing guards. The city council, once upon a time, tried to contract out the program. It didn't work. They had to hire back the crossing guards, and I mean, it was a major disaster. They had to hire back the crossing guards, and then they had to pay additional costs for that. So let's talk about the cost. The cost of traffic officers, they're full-time, they're permanent. Crossing guards are part-time. People are in hard-to-fill positions. They come into the workforce, they're part-time people, they're hard to fill, they come into those jobs for the first time.
Look at them, all
Secondly,
leaving.
We're looking at
People
jurisdiction
are talking,
issues,
and they're just
whether
all
it's
getting up
crossing
and getting
guards,
out of
whether
here.
it is the work of crossing guards, can that actually be performed by traffic officers?
Speaker,
We do
your
have
time is
a
up.
Running out of the
contract
room.
on that issue. Third thing we would like to
you.
talk about
Fucking
further
sad.
and will at other times is around the volunteer program and
Speaker,
LAUSD.
your time is
So
up.
thank you for your time.
Thank you,
So
sir.
basically, they come to be heard, and they all walk out of the room.
Next person.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number
Except for
one,
what?
general
3 of
public
them over
comment, or
there
both?
who ain't paying
Both?
attention either.
You have 1 minute for the item.
2 of them.
And 1
sorry.
minute for general public comment. Please start with the item.
2 out of 15.
Regarding the item, I would like to support any form of affordable housing. Right now, we are cutting our budget for housing when we are dealing with a housing crisis, and our money should be going towards more housing rather than cutting our budget towards something like this that could help improve our communities. I would like to move into general public comment. The proposed budget doubles LAPD funding from 2017 numbers, yet crime has gone down. Also, data has shown the safest countries don't have more police, they have more equity. The fact that more than 1,000 jobs will be cut and important services closed like daycares, day labor centers, and Vision Zero shows the goal of this budget is not to help people, but to prepare to expel the poor, houseless folks from the streets and oppose protesters leading up to the Olympics. The police budget should be scaled back to 20% instead of 48%. Traffic violence exceeds homicides, and every year the budget is increased. Those numbers have increased. I strongly oppose money being spent on helicopters rather than on people.
You hear that,
our city
Tom?
should be preparing for floods and more disasters, not on more punitive measures. It's also a shame that our city council doesn't behave in a more professional manner and walks around while people are giving public comment. It is embarrassing for our city to see this. Thank you.
It is, but hey, don't
Thank
you
you.
talk about the
Next speaker.
helicopters. Don't you talk about Tom. Don't you do it.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public
They're angry
comment
because
or
they
vote?
met Tom.
I understand you all met Tom.
You have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Quirino. I am here to speak about the living wage ordinance.
You
I
fucking
beg for
met
you to
Tom.
continue to support
That's her. Yeah, you
us
fucking
on the
met
Olympic
Tom.
wage. It is crucial for us, the employees at LAX Airport, to have better quality of life and not have to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I know Tom.
It is very important for us to get this raise so we can put food on our tables,
my
pay
bro.
rent and bills. Due to the inflation, everything is very expensive. It is no longer possible to survive with our current wages in this economy anymore. We can't live here any longer in poverty with our miserable wages. We ask for respect and dignity for the middle class of Los Angeles. No more delays. Please vote yes.
No
Thank
more
you.
delays.
Thank you very much. Next speaker.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment?
I don't
or
know what
vote?
she's talking about. Is
General public comment.
maybe
You have 1
LAPD buying
All
helicopters.
right, good morning.
They
My
have
name's
18.
Adam from LA Community
have
Action
plenty.
Network. And I'm here in solidarity with some tenants from the Produce Hotel on Central Avenue and in solidarity with some tenants who couldn't come here today, including like elderly disabled folks who have a lot of trouble getting down here, particularly when the council member elected to represent them doesn't listen. But on Wednesday, you all voted unanimously to take the Produce Hotel in Council District 14 out of the REAP program. And while the initial complaints that put it in the REAP program might have been met according to what limited work is done by the housing department, we see the conditions in there. The tenants have to continue living in these conditions, and we're demanding that LAHD not only comes back and does a full reinspection, but they do it alongside the tenants who have to live in these conditions.
Ooh, boy. There you go. So they took it out
Thank
the
you.
REAP program
Next
because they must know the owner. The owner must know them.
Good morning.
Because apparently it's still violating the law.
My name is Jesse, and I respectfully ask that Councilmember Gerardo please give me attention. I live in your district. I live at the Produce. I've been there for 4 years. I am also a member of LA CAN, and I just want to be heard. I live there, like I said, and the living conditions are uninhabitable. We have mold, we have mice, we have roaches. I am also in the gay community, and it is unsafe to live there. We get beat, we get harassed. I've been attacked twice. I've made 2 police reports, and even the police officers coming to respond to attempted rape.
Smoke.
I understand there's other callers, but I mean, the time that they get there, because it's the Produce, we're the last resort. Like, oh yeah, I forgot, I gotta go. All I ask is if you guys would please do a full reinspection of our building alongside the tenants who live there in these conditions. Thank you for your time.
Rats, roaches, mice.
Absolutely gross.
Oh.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment, or both?
General comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
My name is Jeremiah. I live at the Produce. I've been there for 3 years. I don't know how much money has been put into the whole receivership, but I'm pretty sure you guys have since you voted on all of it. But I do know that since the only thing in my building that has changed is the floors get waxed and they're shinier, and they put a mural in. Aside from that, everything else is the same. We still have holes in the walls and the ceilings. We have mold. We have roach infestation. None of that has been fixed. We haven't had soap or toilet paper in any of the bathrooms since I've lived there. And I know that with the security that has been new, it has cost $600 a day, $4,200 a week, $16,000 a month. That's for one building. For the 17, that's $570,000 a year. And for the last 2, that's over $1 million. Out of that $1 million, none of it went to us at all.
So how do you
I
wipe
don't
your
know
ass?
what you guys are voting
There's
on
no TP.
or how you guys are making that okay, but I don't think that's okay when that's supposed to be set aside to help the tenants.
I need TV for my bunghole.
Thank you very much. Next
Dang,
speaker.
like how do you wipe your booty then?
When it comes to public comment,
Okay, you'll have 1 minute.
When it comes to public comment, council chambers is empty. The only true Angelino is still here is the roaches. but nevertheless, I still testify. General Dogon shut it down organizing with L.A. King, and I'm here today with the Human and Civil Rights Committee to support tenants in the Produce Hotel. And we're going to continue to come here so you get mad and pissed off about us, right? We're going to come here for 3 things is met. One, we get a re-inspection date on the calendar ASAP. 2, we need tenants to be a part of that inspection. They're the ones that's living in the conditions. They're the only ones that can point it out, nobody else, right? And then 3, we need for those conditions to be made anew, right? And we're going to continue to come back, like I said. And just like we say in the hood in South Central, don't start none, ain't going to be none, right? Price, because we're going to continue to be here, right?
Have a good day, Guns.
Thank you very much.
Golf and Guns, thank you.
I believe
Have a good
there
day.
are no more public
See you
comment
later
tonight.
tonight.
Speakers, okay. So
That
public
concludes-
comment is closed.
So hold on a second.
That concludes public comment, Mr. President.
Well, we actually might have got almost 24 minutes, I guess it is. 24 minutes of public comment. Only Stacy, and she didn't even sing. Fucking sad. See what I mean? Man, first the chases started being shit in 2025.
Okay, colleagues, we're going to
Now the LA City Councils. It's like we almost have to go back and watch old
Seeing no announcements.
LA City
any
Councils.
adjourning motions.
There's
Might be
still
better
one
than
item
watching
left
this
on
now,
the desk,
live.
sir. It's item 1.
Yeah, we
So
don't have a
you
quorum at the moment, so we're going to adjourn the meeting.
So, no quorum. Nobody's there. Everybody's just gone.
We can't take any actions.
You can't conduct business because there's not enough of them there.
So for the record, yeah, item 1 is left on the desk because due to lack of quorum, so.
Okay, so we have to move to adjournment, and if there's
Sad.
announcements or adjourning motions, we can do that, but that's about it.
Sad as fuck. This is
Ms.
Los
Rodriguez?
Angeles.
Announcement, okay.
Happy Mother's Day to those of us that are privileged
of
to
course,
have the
fucking
greatest
Meg.
title on earth.
Oh.
And
Shut up, Meg.
Want to thank
God damn.
all the women in my colleagues' lives that have
Shut
done
up,
a
Meg.
remarkable job helping to hold things together when we're all out doing the work that we do. But more importantly, I want to thank even the support system that I have that allows me
Shut
to
up,
do
Meg.
what I do. And again, I've said many times, I've been called a number of things, but Mom is my favorite.
Shut up, Meg.
Okay, Councilmember Price.
This shit is odd right
I
now.
too want to just thank all the mothers in the house.
Isn't that like
We
an
appreciate
odd
the
kind
role
of
they
feel
play
in the air?
Our existence. And along with
Monica.
my colleagues, Council President Marquise Ayers Dawson.
Come on, spit it
and
out.
my colleague
Spit
Heather
it out.
Hutt. We're hosting
Just
a
like
Mother's
the
Day celebration
Jolly Rancher you're
at,
eating.
Obama Park tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting celebration, music, food, fun, a chance to honor our mothers and also celebrate the community. So come out. It's a free event from 11 o'clock on to about 3 or 4. As I said, music, fun, and community. Thank you.
Okay, any other announcements?
No.
Seeing no announcements, are there any adjourning motions?
No.
Seeing no adjourning motions,
Meeting is
let's
over.
go out there and honor the mothers of the world and of Los Angeles. This meeting is adjourned.
Jesus Christ. Did you get more cringe? All that for that. I'm telling you now, I almost feel like it might be more beneficial to watch the old gold ones that you could cut all the fat out of. You know what I mean? So you just go right to what's going on. You know, and do that. So, crazy, man. Because now you don't get any of the regulars anymore. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They made it to where the meeting is so unbeneficial and not fun for them and anything else. And now nobody's even going. I mean, they didn't get thrown out, as far as I know. All of them? Come on now. No, Sam, we're not going to watch no old chase. We can do that tonight. I got another show tonight. Oh, damn it. Whoa, what the fuck is it doing? Keeps going on to the Dr. Disrespect stuff. I'm not trying to show his stuff. Jesus Christ. I love Dr. Disrespect, but I'm not trying to use his stuff. Fuck. Fuck me. But Cali Plains is on. We can put on Cali Plains. I'll smoke another bag with you and then I'm out. I got cards to list. I got eBays to pack. Yeah, it just goes to that autoplay. You know, I watch Dr. Disrespect sometimes, so that's why I went to it. I couldn't switch it fast enough. And then when I did, I switched it to one of the many scenes that I just need to get rid of that I don't even use, you know. All right, there's the link to Cali Plains right here. The link right here. Go check him out. Click like and subscribe on his page. It's a cool dude. Shout out to him. Look, he's got merch now. There he is. Got a wind sock. I like his, it's for his sock check. I like his thing. It's all set up. Shout out to Cali Plains. Go check him out. What's up, Silver Knife? So, yeah. You too, Richard. Have a good one. We'll see you tonight, maybe. If not, we'll see you on Tuesday, 10:15 a.m. That's it. They've literally crushed out the comments. Damn, I forgot. This is where that plane, like the landing gear, clipped the rocks and went nose down. I want to say a few people were killed. This is a strange airport like that. SFO. Come in so low to the water like that. And pretty close, too. As you can see, they weren't but, what, 10, 15 seconds at most behind each other right there. I mean, I understand it's probably two different runways also. It just looks like it's one. But still, just seems like they're in the close airspace proximity, you know, it's close. Oh, Southwest. I've flown Southwest before to Vegas. They have a ton of commuter flights to Vegas. So, you go up, you go down, you're there fast, man. I think you spend more time like circling the airport and getting to your route than you actually do flying over the mountains. And it's quite turbulent, you know, because you're popping over the mountain and going right back down. So it can get a little turbulent. But 47 minutes, man, and you there. LA to Vegas. Banger. No more bags flying free. Yeah, see, that's why I just drive anyways, at least with Vegas, man. I mean, fuck, I can be there in 4.5 hours. Then I got a car, so I can go anywhere I want. Not have to wait in no cab line or Uber line. That, if you don't know, on a Saturday, Uber lines, they could be like, no joke, 60, 70 people in line. So it's wild, you know. I'd rather just have my own car. And that way, if I want to bring weed, I can bring weed. I can bring anything I need, extra clothing that I could just leave in the trunk. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. I don't care about packing too much. You know, it's a lot of upside to me. And I don't mind the drive. It's a nice little drive, you know. You're going through the desert. It's not like it's super scenic or anything. But it's, you know, it's a nice drive. Just got to watch out for the California Highway Patrol because they are there.
It says it right here on the badge. I'm the CHP.
But it's all right, though. I'm going to tell them next time they catch me that I know Tom. Oh, wait, you know Tom? Oh, yeah, I know Tom. I know all the Toms. They love me. I love them. They my bros. Okay, man, slow it down. And I know the secret squirrel. Don't forget about the secret squirrel now. Don't. Just saying. Because they got the planes out there. You know, you're out in the desert, so they're on the ground. You got to watch for that too, but they fly the plane through the desert. And you're not really paying attention, you know, but because they're up so fucking high. you know, but those planes can see you really well with their cameras, and yeah, they'll get you. And they'll tell the guys on the ground to pull your ass over, and you got that. So next time I drive, I'm gonna wear my campaign hat the whole time. Nothing else but the campaign hat, so that when I get pulled over, they'll see. And not to say you don't have to worry about Nevada Highway Patrol, because you do. The Nevada Highway Patrol is right on the other side. Right as soon as you pass state line, you kind of go up again, and then you crest the hill in the mountains, and then you just come right down into Vegas. So as soon as you crest that hill, you can see the lights. You can see the strip for miles. So what do? You're like, fuck, we're so close. We're only 40 miles. So you tend to step on it, and they know. Everybody's coming from California and everywhere else this way. So they sit down there in their dark blue Charger, which is kind of hard to see, especially if you're at night. We're talking like a navy blue Charger. Can't see that shit at night. They're sitting on the sides of the highway, and you're just, you're doing 90 miles an hour. Got him, son. So they're hunting. You gotta be careful. Just gotta calm down, Turbo. You'll get there. Just slow down. They gonna get you, Billy. So yeah. You gotta watch out on both sides of the state line. Man, those new CHP cars are pretty crazy. No more lights anywhere on the outside, so you can't see. They all have lights that are integrated, and the doors don't have the stickers on them anymore. It has the emblem, but it's like ghosted in there. So from an angle, you don't see it, but when the light hits it, you can see it. Or someone's headlights are on it. Yeah, very undercover to combat the drivers that are driving crazy, the street racers, the street takeover guys, the ones that are, what do they call it, cutting it up or swimming or whatever, the idiots that are flying around on the freeway, splitting lanes, like that kind of driving. I think that's what they're being deployed for. Yeah, stealth cruisers. I mean, don't get me wrong, they see some asshole in his fucking Mustang tooling down the highway to Hunter, they're more than glad to pull him over too. But I think that's what they're using them for. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Apparently they got all the money for that, but they don't have the money for everything else. So, funny thing how the state uses their money. Again, shout out to Cali Plains. I'll link his page again so you guys can click like and subscribe on his page. That it is. Hang out, do a bag or so more, and then we're done. Then we done till tonight. Sub Damon show pic of cars. What do you mean cars? I don't understand. Oh, you mean the squad cars? I'm gonna fuck up and show the wrong thing again. I'm gonna show the fucking Getty image and get in trouble. Hold on, I'll get it right now. No, that's not it. Where is it? Just saw the thing in it. Where did it go? It's weird. There it is. Goddamn pop-ups, dude. Fuck. Piece of shit. Pop-up. 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 There it is right there. LA Times, go check them out. They have a whole article on it. See how the lights are integrated, top and bottom? That's how they do it. In the grill, top of the, top of the windscreen, or windshield, the side step. It looks like it's a step rail, but may not be. Oh, Hellcats, baby. Yeah, that's it. They're cool. They're cool looking. I just think it's not fair. I mean, and I tell you what, you see the highway patrol there, it looks dark, but I mean, it actually kind of, like I said, it's more of ghosted in there from what I see. So, need spinners. I don't think people do spinners anymore. That's one rim that was stupid expensive that went out pretty quickly. I mean, no joke. Dudes were spending like $20,000 on spinners. I remember those days. Spinners, like, yeah. Now, I'm sure there's probably some places that still, they like spinners. They're still bailing those things. Because, sometimes, other places, they're behind the times when it comes to cars or fashion or whatever, Yeah, that's the California Highway Patrol's new cars coming out. It's a good revenue-generating design. Well, I mean, not to say that it hasn't become a problem. A lot of these kids getting hit by the cars in the street takeovers. Street racing's always a thing that's, it's a dangerous proposition. I don't think it's as prevalent anymore. And I'd be willing to bet, says the people that actually street race don't like the street takeovers and those folks. Like, they don't identify as the same. They don't. I bet. And I feel they think that the street takeovers bring all the heat to the street racers. So, because a lot of the times, what are you doing when you're street racing? You're just hanging out somewhere, talking about racing someone, showing each other the car, bullshit, and then they'll go race, and then after the race, everybody will come back and do the same thing over. It's a lot of downtime with street racing. Sure, it's dangerous while they're racing, but a lot of downtime. As to where the street takeover is constant action. As soon as they get there, they're already blocking off the streets, you know what I mean? So ambulance, fire trucks, whatever can't get through. It becomes a hazard on the road right away. People are getting hit. People are getting robbed. Like literally, they're busy with their phones up holding, and then dude just sticks a gun to their back, takes their phone, takes their money, and that's it. It's happening. That is happening. So it's breeding other crime, if that makes sense. Then the mob mentality. Okay, they'll go over to like a 7-Eleven just on the corner there where they took over. They'll go into the 7-Eleven. There'll be 20 of them. They'll grab chips, and then those 20 will see other 20 grabbing chips, and then you have 40, 50 people going through the store just looting the store. Maybe not stealing the money because the guy's behind the counter, but he's sitting there calling the cops, watching this shit. Okay, so it's breeding other crime. I mean, dude, there's already been a few kids killed. I remember this young girl that she was with her friends, and her mom kept telling her, don't go watch these things. She just loved to go watch them. And she was a nursing student. I remember it. And she got hit. She got smacked, and her body flew into like one of those electrical boxes and hit the box, and she was killed. They took off. Everybody took off. They didn't know who the dude was. I believe they ended up catching him months later. And it was a stolen Camaro that they had brought, that they were doing donuts in, that hit her. So, and then they're stealing the car. They're setting it on fire. Again, another crime with arson. I mean, it's nothing like street racing. Because I used to enjoy street racing as a kid. I got in plenty of trouble for it. Okay? But we never did that, and that's the difference. And I honestly believe that the ones who actually street race and don't do the street takeovers, I believe they don't like each other. I bet. They probably bring heat. Go ahead and use it. What do I care, Devin? It's not doesn't do anything for me. So that's really what's happening there, and I think it's much more dangerous than people think. It's like that more than meets the eye. Transformers, it's more than meets the eye. You know, you're not realizing it, but there's a lot going on. There's an underbelly to it that's happening, and yeah, and it's also the guys with the lasers. They're sitting there lasering. What do? They laser the helicopter. Like it or not, another crime. Right? And trust me, I got in trouble aiding and abetting a street race. You're sitting there watching the street race. To them, you're street racing. So if there's nobody watching it, nobody will really do it. I think that's kind of the thought process in it. So that's why I decided to stop racing on the street and go to Pomona Fairfax. I enjoyed my Sundays. That was fun. It was just for fun. You know? And, you know, unfortunately, I don't think those kids have a place like that where they, like, have a burnout pit. I don't know. But then that would require security because there's fights, because people bring guns and just fire guns randomly, besides robbing people. You know, again, another crime being committed within the street racing. I mean, within the street takeover, rather. Man, so many birds here, bro. I bet you there's some bird strikes going on, man. Again, shout out to Cali Plains. I'm going to have to get me a Cali Plains shirt so I can wear it on the show. Like that one right there the chick's wearing. Get me one of them. Callie, is that your girl right there, man? He's got his girlfriend modeling his stuff. You doing it. Teach the children? I don't teach children. I don't have kids. But I have respect for kids, even though they're young things. They're young little younglings. And they're just sponges, man. And, you know, at least then they're still innocent. You know what I mean? Haven't been corrupted by the world yet. But they're being shaped by what they see in the world. And that's not fair. And I hate it when people piss on my leg and tell me it's one thing, not the other, for the problems within that their communities. That's the problem. Because if you really were about making the change and being better, you'd be the change. And that's it. Have a great one, Ricardo. We'll see you tonight. I don't even know what you use them for, Devin. I have no clue. I'm sure I have a million of them. I don't even know I didn't even know I had them. And if you told me, here, Doug, here's 10 grand, go spend them, I'd have to literally search on the internet how to use my points, because I've never used it. I don't know what it is. It's a nice jet. Emiliano. There he is. Damon and Jason. No. Yeah, shout out to Sal, man. Cali Plains. It's a good kid. Good guy, this guy. Really loves aeronautics. He loves the planes. Planes are fun to watch. I enjoyed any time I had to take a flight, just watching the planes take off. And that's why I say on the Cosmo in Vegas, if you don't get the fountain side, which is a nice side to watch, you can always get the other side, which looks over the airport. So you can watch all this while you're on your balcony smoking joints. You got 1.1 million almost channel points? That's crazy, man. Like, what does it do for you? Like, at that point, they should at least give you, like, a Twitch pencil eraser or something. Like, you can... It's just like in, Dave and Buster's, you get the little coupon or little tickets and shit, or Chuck E. Cheese. You have 9 million tickets, and they give you a pencil or an eraser. You know, something like that for 9 million tickets. It's kind of like that. I mean, really, it's got to be. You know, 8 million, you could have got the Chuck E. Cheese napkin. Thankfully, you had 9 million, so you got the pencil and the eraser instead. I mean, I feel like that's how it is. I mean, there's no use for it. Can't buy anything with it. Why have it? It's just, it's a moot point at that sense. In that sense, it's like, what do you have it? What does it do? All right, let me get going on this last bowl, and that's it. And then I'm fucking out of here, man. I gotta do eBay. Even though I don't think I even sold anything. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 right now, by the way. See, I happened to just look at I wasn't looking, and all of a sudden I looked, and of course it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I sold a few cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I got 6 cards back. I got to respond to an offer here. Let's see what the offer is. Cards $999. I'm asking $1,000. Let's see what they offer. One says he'll give me $40. The other one said he'll give me $130. Which one do you think I should take? I think with the one who offered me $40, I'm gonna make a counter offer and take $1 off. What do you think? Because really, if a card's $1,000 or so, or I'm even asking for it, and then you just try to offer me 40, and we know it's worth more than 40 because one dude's trying to give you 130, and all of a sudden there's interest in that guy. So you'd say to yourself as a normal person, yeah, let's just keep it. He'll probably end up doing good, and there's only 5 of them in the world. I got one of them. You go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. All right, everybody, last one. Let's go.
Smoke.
Yeah, it's just I don't deal with it most of the time. People, you know, it's just done. Decline the offers and beyond the way. Nothing big. I think I made like $11 with those 7 cards, something like that. Yeah, Jamie, it's a prospect for the Toronto Blue Jays. There's only 5 of them in the world. It's autographed by him. It's one of those cards like, if that was like Ellie De La Cruz, I'm sure you know who Ellie De La Cruz is probably. If that was his card, it'd be worth it'd probably sell for 6 figures, $100,000. But because it's a prospect that's not highly touted, people aren't willing to pay too much for it. And to me, I thankfully don't need the money, so I'm just going to put it what I think I would want for it. And if people don't want to give me that, that's okay. It'll sit. Hey, sold a John Cena card. Another $1.99. Cha-ching. So that's the way I look at it. And again, if he blows up and he ends up coming up, you know, he gets called up and he just becomes a hitting machine, you know what I mean? The card's going to go through the roof. So that's how it is, man. Looking for Jaden Daniels cards? Yeah, I don't have any. But, I mean, again, Jaden Daniels, when he first came out, you could have had a ton of them. Hey, saw the Roman Reigns card. Let's go. You know what I mean? You could have bought a ton of them for a lot cheaper than now because he started playing really, really well. And the thing with Jaden Daniels is he wasn't on a whole lot of checklists. Just because you play a sport doesn't mean the card companies put you on that particular checklist. You know what I mean? Especially if if you're in a position like, on the offensive line or things like that, you may never get a card. Or very few. So that's all I'm saying. Now, Jaden Daniels didn't have a whole lot of rookies to choose from. So the ones you do find holding a bit of value. Now, I mean, it's just like anybody else. You know, they do good, they go up, and all of a sudden they kind of level off. Season's over. Now, will he continue to do good? Will he thrive even higher? Or, you know, will he exceed what he did last year? I don't know. If he does, one would think he'd have the continued interest and the card would go up. But it doesn't always work that way, man. Card market's funny. Like, just because they retire and go into the Hall of Fame, you'd think, okay, well, it's big money, and you don't really see a huge bump. You really don't. In fact, you see the biggest bump when they're rookies. That's it. Like, after they really start to just level off. They really do. Does Michael Phelps have a card? I'm sure that there's some, like, Leaf cards and stuff that are made, Sam. For sure of him. I'm sure Leaf has a card. No way they don't. Because they have, like, this Pop Century and Pop... what is it called? I think it's called Pop Century. And it's just like everything. You know, athletes like that. You know, gold medalists, actors, musicians, presidents. They put it all together in one thing. And in fact, the big chase last year in some of that product, I remember they were opening in one of the rooms I was in, was Clint Eastwood. Everybody wants a Clint Eastwood autograph because, again, he's getting up there in age, right? I mean, who knows much longer Clint will be alive. I'm not saying that. I love the man. I'm not saying wishing any ill will. Just steerly looking at age and that. And people are, they want to get the autograph before they pass. That kind of thing. Shit, yeah, so the Jey Uso, let's get it. Somebody's buying the wrestling. Someone's a wrestling fan. Free Belichick. Well, shit, he can date women that are younger if that's what he wants. Shit, look at Cher. Cher go through any prosecution. Ain't Cher boning like a 28-year-old dude? It's good for her. She's got to be damn near 80. Getting banged out by a 28-year-old or some shit. I know it's something like that. Shit, she can do it. Let her. It's her life. What the fuck do we care who she's banging? I ain't got to bang him. Right? I ain't got to bang her. Right? So why do I care what anybody else does with their life? It's a weird thing nowadays. How we're so fucking wrapped up in what other people do. I think it's that phenomena of fucking like TMZ. Shows like it, where all they're about is what these people do. And what makes it even worse is some of them call TMZ and say, hey, I'm going to be here. Why don't you guys act surprised when you see me? And I'll act surprised. I'll act like I'm angry that you guys are there to take pictures. And I'm not saying it's like that all the time. I'm just saying that there are times like that. There she goes. Gear up. On her way. Yeah, Apprentice. Yeah, me too. It's just like people can't be people. Am I going to be doing a box opening for football cards? I didn't plan on it. I know people said they wanted to see wrestling too. And I tried to get wrestling, but all they had was AEW, and I don't think anybody wants to watch me open up AEW cards, nor do I want to open up AEW. I don't know anything about it. So it'd be WWFE or nothing. I pretend I don't watch some of those shows you're talking about. Well, I mean, you could do you. Ain't nobody saying you spend your time the way you want it, Cam. When I say those things, that's my personal opinion and how I don't want to waste my time with things like that. I understand time is precious, and I'm strapped for time a lot of, having 3 jobs. you're strapped for time. WWF 90s cards unopened? What do you mean? Like get a box of older ones? I mean, you can do that. Thing with getting something like 22 or 23 or 24 WWE is you can at least have potential hitting some really big cards. Because I have a few one of ones that I hit out of Select that I still kept for myself. Shawn Michaels and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I did sell the Piper one. I shouldn't have, but it's the only one I regret. Don't know why. I just sold it because he offered so much and it paid back everything plus. Well, no, what it is, Apple, is they're WWE cards, right? But what they do is since they own the rights to make WWF cards, which I'm sure they're licensed for, they'll make WWF and E cards together. So you'll open it up and it'll be some NXT or Raw wrestlers, and then in the middle you'll get, Macho Man or Hulk Hogan or Piper or Shawn Michaels. You'll get the golden era WWF guys, Iron Sheik. So it's fun because for me, I remember all those guys. The newer guys I don't know as much. So it kind of helps me get to know some of the newer ones, guys and girls. You know what I mean? Wrestlers. And I still can kind of relive the past of watching the old wrestling, the golden era stuff that I love so much. And people like people that like wrestling like cards. So they actually sell really well. UFC cards, they don't sell really well at all. People that like UFC just want to watch UFC. Maybe they'll buy some UFC merch, a shirt or something to wear. They'll do that. But as far as, they're not really card collectors for the most part. Not saying there's no card collectors that are UFC fans, but for the most part, they're not collecting the cards. The UFC cards just don't sell very well. I sell one occasionally here or there. But wrestling cards, I sell every day. I sell a wrestling card for sure. Something. Every single fucking day. They sell better than basketball cards. They sell better than hockey cards. Okay, baseball's always your biggest seller, always. So that's just how that be. Wrestlers, that's it. World War III cards. Well, they have the Desert Storm cards, but those aren't worth shit. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate that. I'm glad it got to you. I'm glad it got to a Texas fan, Texan fan, so that way you can enjoy it in your collection. See, I have a lot of that stuff, like JJ. Stuff that's worth something. Not a whole lot sometimes, but they're cool little fun cards. And again, I'm a Rams fan, so I figure it's better on somebody else's collection. You sell a lot of Star Wars? Yes, they do. I don't open Star Wars at all, really, Sean, ever. But I do know they sell really well. See, again, people that like Star Wars love cards. They do. I'm sure they're also big Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh collectors probably too. I could see it. But Star Wars sells really big. Especially with the Darth Vader autos. Fucking James Earl Jones autos in there. That's pretty cool. I'd love to have a James Earl Jones fucking Darth Vader autograph card. That's fucking cool. Especially now, since he passed. He passed, right? I'm pretty sure James Earl Jones passed, right? I think he did. Pretty sure he did. Yes, I like the Rams. Well, Hawkins, I used to be a Raiders fan until 1995 when they got up and left. When they left, I was out. I said, fuck you guys. I'm not just following you everywhere. He's out of here. Shout out to Sal. Have a good day, Sal. Bye. I think think Sal's out of here for the day. Yeah. So I just said to myself, whoever comes first to LA, I'll represent, I'll support. And thankfully it wasn't the Chargers. The Rams were the first to come back 20 years later. So for 20 years, I watched football and had no team. I just enjoyed the sport. That was it. You know, and it was nice to finally have a team, even though it was real shitty the first 3 years. I mean, fuck, I went and got season seats for the first 2 seasons. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a bit much because on Sunday, they're always like 10 o'clock games and shit. They're early, 10:15, whatever the fuck it is. So that means I got to get up at 7 on a Sunday, which I usually like to sleep in a little bit. And then I got to drive an hour to the stadium, and then I got to go and met B at the studio, and then we'd drive over there. That took time, so I'd have to get there all early, and yeah, man, kind of take up your whole Sunday. Owns. Yeah. There are a few Pokemon collectors in the chat once in a while. Ask about the Pokemon play. Yeah, I don't really know too many Pokemon fans. I know the old bassist for Deftones, Serge. He what do you call it? He'd play Pokemon Go all the time. Sergio would play it all the time in all the countries, states. I remember I was we were in Boise, Idaho, smoking a joint on my patio, on the or balcony, from the room, and I'm watching him. He's like fucking a block out, and he's just fucking walking back and forth on his phone, and I'm like, is he talking to somebody? What's he doing? What are you doing? That was the first time, I noticed. I have actually noticed it. You know what I mean? Like he was out there. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking for somebody's gym, taking it over." All right, all right. I didn't know what the fuck he meant. I was like, all right. So, yeah. Apparently, you get rare ones when you travel the world and search for your Pokemon. I was already an old man when Pokemon came out, so I can't, Funny enough as it is, I was going through all those cards in that dude's garage, and he had a fucking box like this, huge one, filled with Pogs. And I do remember the guy I was working for, his kid loved Pokemon and Pogs. 'Cause I want to guess they kind of came out at the same time. Have the whole slammer thing and the Pogs, and I never really got it, like understood what it was, kind of thing. Oh, of course, rest in peace to Chi. Chi was a fun guy, man. He was awesome, dude. Loved to hang out and play dominoes together and talk cars. He was into cars, He was such a nice dude. He was a partier, man. He liked to party. That's why we loved him. It was fun times. It was good times. I miss you. He's looking for Blue Thunder? Where, man? Right here. All right. All right, guys, we'll be back at 8 o'clock tonight. Thanks for joining me for what was really just a waste of time and shitty LA City Council. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Stacy, we wouldn't have had nobody. We didn't even get a Stacy song. I'm kind of bummed. Not a normal Friday right now. Other than that, thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thank you for the thumbs ups. They work and they are free. behalf of Old Stink Bomb, who didn't show up, and myself, will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time, so please adjust your time zone for our Friday night fun. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Go watch Cali Plains. I've linked his page in the chat. Bye. Tell him I sent you. Bye.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going home.